talk about a couple of things here. What's going on, y'all? If y'all just tuning in with me, join in, join in. Give me a second there. I know it's early for some people. I be up early sometimes. Y'all just give me a second, y'all. I'm just sharing this. I know a lot of people, they ain't up yet, so y'all just give me a few moments if y'all just now tuning in. As of right now, I've been live for what, 30 seconds? Y'all just give me a second here. Turn on the screen a little bit. I'm charging my phone. Give me a second, guys. Let me just share this. All right, so there we go. So, wow. I'm just thinking about what's going on here. And 8 months ago, and if you guys are not familiar with me, my name is Davin Lewis. I've worked with Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. Um, I jump on here from time to time to give my opinions. Um, Sometimes I give y'all forewarning. Sometimes I tell y'all what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. And for some reason or another, some people just can't catch up with me. They rather believe fantasy, evidently, some people. So, anyway, I'd like to introduce myself. I've been paying attention very closely all weekend. Yes, I saw the suit that was put against Christian Combs. Um, I think it was a tacky move. You know, they were saying that when Kanye showed up down at the courthouse down there, that was tacky. I don't think so. But it's funny because when there's a lawsuit after the defense has laid down their strategy, and then all of a sudden out of the blue, there's a lawsuit for Christian Combs. After the first one, evidently it fell from the same Tony Bugsby law firm, from what I heard, if I'm correct. And so I was like, wow, okay, so this is how y'all gonna play. I got you. I got you. I got you. It's big business. And a lot of people are betting, just like a gambling casino, that Puff's gonna go to jail. A lot of them want Puff to go to jail. A lot of people will tell you about me. They will say, "Oh, well, he's a Diddy supporter from day one." As soon as I did any commentary, I think it was the third time I did commentary about it, and it was just at the second bail hearing, which still to this day I'm gonna tote my own horn. Now, one of these vloggers, including your top vloggers, has reached the same epitome of the numbers I did in that one live, which was 347,000 at one time. Not one of these vloggers has done it yet. I've looked at your numbers. You've done high numbers, but you've done lower than me that I did on the second one. Go check for yourself. Anyway, long story short, I remember at that time I had a few particular bloggers, some that were familiar with me before, some that weren't familiar with me, but they were riding on the side of certain other people, and they had this terminology, and I noticed that it circulated around as it started exploding. It circulated a lot more around the African American crowd, or the T sector that's within the African American crowd. I don't want to blame all African Americans for this, for the T sector that was within that. And so this T sector not only did it with me, but they did it with a couple of other different vloggers out here. They will label you a anti Diddy, oh excuse me, a pro Diddy supporter or a Diddy supporter. Then I started seeing the white bloggers. They started doing the same thing, like the Popcorn Planet dude, or the other, what's her name, the False Witness, or whatever, that blonde chick that looks like one of the. She looks like the band member. I keep saying it. She looks like the band member from the Muppet Band. You ever seen Janice from the Muppet Band? That's who that chick, the False Witness, looks like. I swear to God, very, very muggly looking chick. And they usually always the ones that's the most mean spirited nowadays online. Nowadays, you know what I mean? The women that should be the most humble online are some of the most atrocious, passive aggressive, nasty people you ever meet in your life. And I'm going to talk about that because it's not just black ones. But I will have to say, a lot of times people, black women will sit around and say, well, they're copying our style. They're copying this. Oh, yeah, they're copying you, all right. Now they're copying your motherfucking trajectory and the way that you present yourself out here and to the crowd. See, they see black American women dissing their own men. They see black American women right now stackpiling onto this Diddy case. They see black American women sitting up under the scope talking about they've been abused to the same scope as white women have in this country. And some black women believe that these same white women, well, many of them don't even come from a particular, even similar background that you do, right? You believe because you're in cahoots with them, if you're in circumference with them, or any parts of major media, because it's very strategically been pad here. They believe that they can now put a typecast on you and call you pro Diddy. And I think that is some of the most shameful tactics I've ever seen in my life. And they do this as a factor to try to deduce your reach and what you say to the public. And I've seen this now done with several vloggers. I've seen it done with Sean G. I've seen it in his chat room. I've seen it with the Trent Out Loud kid. I've seen it in his chat room. They're right there. Oh, so you're a Diddy supporter. And when you write that, now those two people I just mentioned right there, the difference between them and myself is they don't have no direct correlation with Bad Boy Entertainment. I do. So it's like, for the 17 years that I worked at the company, which most people here, they know this, it's weird to me that that typecast can be put out there for even people that didn't even have nothing to do with the music industry. You understand what I'm saying? Now I see that Trent Out Loud kid all the time. I tap him on the shoulder just like, yeah, I'm watching you, motherfucker. Good job, though. I like you. You know what I'm saying? Atta boy. Be objectional. That's fine. I like that kid. But this demonology thing, and I don't want to say it's demonology. Let me put it this way: demonizing men in particular and women. They're doing it to women too. Don't get me confused here. They're doing this. They're a Diddy supporter. They're an anti-Diddy supporter. They're a pro-Diddy supporter. Or that. They're doing this to women too. They've got women out here that are looking at this case and they're giving their including women that are attorneys, including women that practice law. Now, women, there's a difference between here in New York tri-state area, we call them an ambulance chaser. All right. So when y'all hear a lot of these attorneys talking, you have to ask them one question: are you a practicing attorney? Have you been a trial attorney? How many wins have you had as an attorney? And how much of a length of those wins, how much do they scatter out? You understand what I'm saying? 5, 10, 15, 20 years? How much experience do you have? And this is why I try to tell y'all a lot of times y'all listening to novices when it comes to this whole podcasting thing too. A lot of these people that's talking to y'all, I'm just having a conversation with y'all. I know a lot of y'all like these technical, schmectical people, but a lot of times what you're gonna find out is everything ain't technical schmectical. And you're gonna find that out with this case. Everything is not technical schmectical. I told y'all from day one, and I'll tell you again. Remember, the jury is from the New York City tri-state. They're not from Oklahoma. They're not from Ohio. Respectfully, they're not from Cali. They're not from Vegas. They're not from Canada. They're not from Mexico. They're not from Florida. They are from New York City. And the way people think in New York City is very different and skewed from others. First of all, we think very freely here in the New York City tri-state. It's a mostly liberal tri-state area, that inclusive of where I live here in Connecticut. It's liberal. And so you'll find liberal politicians, you'll find liberal senators, you'll find liberal tactics, you'll find liberal passed bills, you'll find favorably one of the bills that was passed was one of the things you saw was funding for the immigrants at the hotels and things like that. That was most of the states that were hit like that, they were sanctuary states, and our states were inclusive in that. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not pandering the notion, but I'm saying this is what you get when you get those states. Now, I lost 10 people just because I expressed my opinion. You see that? That is the power that people have nowadays where they want you to be censored. See, there's a whole, let me give a point out. These liberal states, what I find is they have a whole conduency of trying to silence people. And the silence that they try to endure on people that they don't like or they deem or whatever. I equate it to back in, I don't know, whether it was the 1400s or old village in Bavarian Germany or something like that, where they would pick up, or even the times of Christ, where they would pick up their pitchforks and tiki sticks And they run out there and they would accuse somebody or something. And because they were accused, it really is a return to the primitive here, don't you know? And what they would do is they would have their rocks and their tiki torches and their pitchforks. And they'd be like, I accuse him of doing this, da, 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 da. Burn him at the stake. And then the whole crowd of townsfolk would grab them and they would take them to the town square. And in the town square, which y'all know is Times Square, but in the town square, what they would do is they would whoop this person like they had here in Connecticut. They had whipping posts here in Connecticut. If you look it up, look up New Haven whipping posts. You'll find there was, I think, well over maybe 50 to 100 of them all across the state. And this was a public humiliation and shaming. Okay, that's what they used to do with that. You stole something, whatever the case may be. This is what this was for, and it avoided jail. So shaming tactics have always been utilized in society, is what I'm trying to tell you. They're just being reutilized this time, but it's in a different time period, but it's the same trajectory, it's the same execution. They did the same thing with the Salem witch trials. I don't live far away from Salem, Massachusetts here. I live in the Northeast. I've been to Salem, Massachusetts. You can go there yourself and visit if you like to. And you will see, I'm talking about they have a whole recreation of the town. They have a whole tour of the town and everything like that. I went up there with my friend Brian before. He put me onto it. And so when we went up there, and I can tell you this from being there, it's surreal. But you have to realize it was over, I don't know, thousands of 1,000 plus women that were accused of being witches that were burned at the stake in Salem, Massachusetts. They had a show that came on AMC not too long ago. It's called Salem. If you ever get a chance, watch it. You'll see for yourself. Learn the history of Salem, Massachusetts. Accusatory and I don't really want to say presumptuous, but accusations and presumptuous tones have always been a part of our history, all internationally, not just locally and nationally, internationally. It transcends different cultures. It transcends race. It transcends gender. You know, when you're being accused of something or whatever the case may be, and especially when you're being accused of something and you're a man, and today's standards with this cancel culture that has been evolved. Cancel culture to me started out as people having friendly little fights and arguments or whatever the case may be. What's going on? How you doing? People having little friendly arguments and spats and things like that, or a line or whatever. Then it evolved into let's cancel this artist, and then that evolved into it's almost like the people that are the have-nots or the major advocates for reverting and putting the people, I'm talking about Black and Latino, literally back into more poverty, if not poverty, and trying to announce. Because listen, everybody ain't gonna make it. That's what you gotta realize. Everybody ain't gonna make it. Some people going some people work at McDonald's right now. That's all he ever gonna be. He gonna be the dude on the fries. Some people they work at Trader Joe's right now. That's all they gonna ever be. They're gonna be the dude that stock the shelves at Trader Joe's. You go there 10 years from now, he gonna still be stocking shelves. And ain't nothing wrong with that as long as it meets your needs. Some people they gonna be waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and going to work at 6 o'clock in the same shift for the next 15, 20 years. And then when all said and done and they can't use them no more, they're gonna give you a watch and a plaque up on the wall for about 3 weeks. He said, "You're right. I'm trying to tell you. They're going to give you a plaque up on the wall for 3 or 4 weeks. After the fourth or fifth year, they're going to take the plaque down. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be replaced with somebody else. That's how it go. And I've always seen that from day one. I've always seen that. My mama was a hustler. That's what I'm saying. My mom's was a hustler. I can tell you the story. Let me tell you one story. I can tell you one story. My mom, and this is before she got into the profession she was doing or whatever. My mom used to invite her male and female friends over and they play cards, right? And my dad watched this and witnessed this, so he could pay testament if he was here. Um, my mom used to invite her friends over. They play cards. She get like 2 or 3 bottles of wine, had them niggas litty, you know what I'm saying? And then she started doing her cards. Now, there's one thing about my mom that everybody knew. My mom can play cards very, 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 very well. And how was that? Because she learned from my aunt, who was lived in Germany and lived in Italy for years. You know what I'm saying? She came back from the war, and she knew how to play a whole bunch of different card games and stuff like that. This is my great aunt. And so, God bless her. She died maybe 15, 16 years ago now. They were all lived to be old in the 90s, hundreds and stuff like that. But I ain't thought about her in so long. Anyway, my mom know I play cards very well, and she will whoop these niggas to play for money. And it was like every time my mom would make sure her glass was the lightest, you know what I'm saying? She would take the longest drinking it. But everybody else, they'd be like, she'd be like, all right, we do another shot. My mom would walk away with sometimes $400, $500 from just playing cards. Real talk. Every time. And she used to do this because that would be shit. Sometimes that would be contributing to our back to school clothes money, shit like that. That's real talk. So my mom was good at playing cards. I don't know why she ain't never did the casino. She never did any of that. The point I bring that up is I've been around hustlers all my life in one form or fashion or another, and entrepreneurs. And so when you start deducing, and I don't know if you understand this, when you start deducing, this is why I use that picture. When you start deducing Puff from that picture I just showed y'all, Puff, even though some of y'all might think Puff shouldn't be in that picture, he's a representation of Big, whether you want to say it or don't want to say it in that picture. Because if Big was alive, it would be Big, Jay-Z, and Nas as the greatest rappers, right? But instead, they represent something else, the greatest businessmen. And this is what I'm trying to tell y'all, how you could be attributing to actually the downfall of your sons and the projections of your sons. And I'm going to say this again while you out here on the rally cry. Many of black women, Latin women, and the white women that are connivingly, and I'm going to say this to a couple of you bitches, that are connivingly using black women to get across a narrative that you want to get across. And you've done this before back in time. You understand what I'm saying? You'll be like, well, you know what? I'll reward you, Sally, if you just go on out there and tell us the bad niggas is running around. Tell us who teaching people how to read out here. That's all we need to know. Master Johnson's plantation can't have nobody that reads. You understand me? Now, man, go in there and tell me and come back here and tell us what you found. We've got a whole bunch of black American women, and I pointed this palette out a couple times now. They are doing double time to make sure that white America knows that they the good black folk. Not me, Mr. Charlie. I'm as good as black folks. You can trust me. Niggas, Latinos and blacks been trying to do that shit for over 60 years. It's different iterations of it. Not me, I'm a good one, Mr. Charlie. I should never do you wrong. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm just sharing this real quick because I got to break down the psychology. Then I'll get into the diatribe a little bit more. I think you're going to like this one. There have always been slaves in the Caribbean, slaves in North America that have attacked the situation the same, have engaged in the situation the same, have tried to approach the situation in the same manner. What do you mean, Davin? I'll give you an example. In 2025, now this is not an attack on Tariq Nasheed or Umar Johnson, but please pay attention. I tell y'all all the time, and some of y'all don't believe me, some of the very people that you have to watch nowadays online are some of these pro-black people. I swear to God to you. The second people you have to watch online is a lot of these misandrist feminists, okay? Misandrist feminists, not feminists, and extreme feminists. Those are the people that you need to watch online nowadays. Another brand of them is the male feminists. They're also, if not even more dangerous than the actual female misandrists because they go the extra mile. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not talking about people that got opinions or nothing like that. That's different. I'm talking about people that directly get online day after day after day after day, and their thing is to slander another man that looks just like them. Please listen up. 10 years ago, okay, I was in the music industry for 17 years. I still circulate around the music industry. I'm working on a new album right now. So trust me, I'm privy to different generations of music. I'm into even different generations of how the vehicle in which the music was delivered to you, for all the way from CDs up to now in digital format. So make no mistake about it, I'm no novice here. 10 years ago, right? 10 years ago, a lot of these pro-black people, they would attack the situation like this. We're going to expose and what they're not telling you the truth about. And this is what they not, you ever know those videos? This is what they've been hiding. This is what they ain't telling you the truth about. No, what it really means is this is the book y'all missing. This is the information y'all missing. And instead of salivating and giving it to everybody, I'm going to keep it for myself. And that way I look like a ringleader. Since I look like a ringleader, and see, y'all don't understand. Y'all think it's a gatekeeper just on the music industry, but also within your own corridors as gatekeepers of information. And a lot of times it's minimal information. Minimal information meaning that kings and queens all through life, yes, I said queens too, have controlled populations pure simply off one factor: information. See, information is more valuable than money. You didn't know that? Oh, yeah, yeah. See, some people will come on here and they'll be like, "Oh, you broke. That's why you asking for donations." And da, 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 da. I said, well, you know what? Maybe you're right. Who cares, right? Maybe I'm doing horrible. Thing is, the information that I know is worth more than anything you could ever offer. Why? Because of one simple thing. You ain't got a time machine to go back in time. And those 17 years I worked the side bad boy entertainment, you can't match that. And no matter what conversation you get into, no matter how much you try to convey it or present or be like, and laugh it off or whatever, that's the point. That's the point. And to anybody that's got a right mind, see, it's always dumb motherfuckers out here. But let me get to the point. Whenever you are the king of information, that's when you truly control things. That's when you truly control things. And so 10 years ago, when you look back at the game, it was the same thing. You had these pro-black people. Um, let's say 2015, and at that time it was who? Brother Polite. And we all saw what happened with that. He's in jail. We had the other guy, what was his name? Elijah. Ese hombre Honduras. I know he's Honduran. He looks Honduran. But what was his name? I forgot what his name was. But he was a group with those group of people. What is his name? Y'all know his name? He went to jail for touching young girls or whatever. Then 10 years before that, it was Malachi York. Same thing. He was impregnating people down there in Georgia, promised them salvation. Then before that, they had this person. Then before that, it's always been a loop of the same thing if you pay attention. Excluding certain people like Malcolm and people like that, they understood that trajectory. You have to spread the information with folks. So a lot of times people don't even pay attention. I'm like, I'm giving you information. Like literally, I gave niggas something right. I gave them 2 uploads right today, straight to the face. One nigga writes back to me and he says on one of the posts, I'm gonna talk about it in a minute, but that's what I mean. The conspiracy theory mind has taken over the actual, the conspiracy theory mind, the palette to always want to please, um, the palette of trying to look moral online is an odd one. You can't show morality online because morality can be contrived online. I could upload a video like this. Watch, I'll show you how morality can be contrived online. Hi, everybody. How are you doing? My name's Davalors. It's great to see you. I want to tell everybody this morning to have a great day and make sure when you do it, you smile. You see, every day when I get up, I make sure I pray to God, I kiss my wife on the cheek, and I do one other thing. What is that? I make sure that I make 5 eggs in the morning. Now, every last one of y'all that heard that know that's fucking bullshit. But to some people that don't know me and not familiar with me, they would think I'm telling the patent truth. You do that fucking 7 days a week for five or 10 months, they'll believe you. Now, behind that is a person. You'll get it in a minute. Behind that persona is a person and the real them. This is why you'll notice I never put on a fraud. I'll I put on my professional voice because sometimes that's needed. Some people ain't gonna understand. You know what I mean? Plain talk. But I never deviate from who I am, and I never have. And that's what's always got me in the rooms with big people because I never deviate from who I am. That's what people look for. They don't look for people. See, people that are willing to use you, they look for people that are tinker toys, people that can be wound up, people that can be, directed in a certain position or trajectory because of pure simple fact they're looking for and seeking for reward. Although you make no mistake about it, a lot of these people that are online right now, a lot of these people that are sitting down with these major media outlets, oh, they're looking for a way out. In fact, the same stars that you're trying to tailgate and take down, you want to be their replacement. And you never, see, we're talking about psychology, let's talk about that. Oh, no? See, this is one thing that the YouTube stars not very privy of nowadays, right? YouTube stars are not privy that you are stars. We are stars. Hell, I did millions of views. I'm a star too. People know me. My point is, we're stars in your own right. Lighter, dimmer stars. Even in the cosmos, there's constellations that have thousands and thousands of stars, and then there's stars that really matter, like Sirius, and it's things like that. So, or series, if you want to call it. But anyway, long story short, there's different tiers of stars. Guys, can you make sure you hit that like button? It's over 115 people in here. That the likes are not matching up. If you don't like me, you can leave. If you're a racist, you can leave. Thank you. I appreciate it. 15 people would rather leave than hit the like button. You already know what time it is. You saw that, right? 15 people left because I said, can you hit the like button? You ask for a donation, they say, oh my God, I can't believe you said that. But mind you, they'll have girls on here that I counted one night, a girl said over 34 times her cash app and had a monitor in the freaking, or whatever you call it, in the chat room that was convincing people to donate to where this woman was saying nothing really. I asked people to like the post or whatever. We got to go back to YouTube Studio some more and remove people. Yeah, we got to do it. We got to do it. This is a constant thing I'm having to do. I'm really at like 29,000 subscribers, and I had to keep going through YouTube Studio and removing people because you'll have people that are on YouTube, and I'll talk about that behavior in a minute too, because it's really a hating culture that goes on YouTube, and a lot of people are not paying attention to it. YouTube has now become what TikTok was, and that's a hating culture. If you're on YouTube, if you're on TikTok, you'll pay. I'll go back to what I was saying, but if you're on TikTok, you know very quickly that TikTok is a very female-friendly, centric type of area, and that's why I choose not to deal with it. I was doing up comedy videos over there, and within the third video I threw up, I saw over like 700,000 views. I left it up there for 2 days, and they found something that was wrong with it, which I know if I would have put it in different other places, they wouldn't have had that problem with it. You understand what I'm saying? Like that would be the lightest of their problems, based on the stuff that get uploaded to them. That's what I mean. So it was kind of odd to me, and I said, "Nah, I don't want to do this because it happened to me twice." I went to re-upload it; they did the same thing. But what I did notice was there's a lot of women that are on TikTok that are very misandrous, hateful. They can get up there and say, "I hate men," like plainly, and this is why I hate men. And I got a series on why I hate men. And that's just their thing. And then under the comment section, you'll see thousands. I'm not talking about a few women, I'm talking about thousands of women, internationally, giving their opinion specifically on Black American men, which is weird. Like, how can you live in France and you have an opinion on Black American men? Or how can you be African and have an opinion on Black American men? That is weird to me. But there's this, like, I don't know how to explain it. There's just like this energy that's out there that's being pushed right now to demonize Black men. And I believe it's in the field of, and I think every last race of men is getting it. I think white men getting it their own way. I think Black men are getting it their own way. Latin men are getting it their own way. Asian, Middle Eastern men are getting their own way. But for some reason or another, I think the Black men are being highlighted a little bit more. And I don't care what nobody says or anything, but this Diddy case. This Diddy case is, if you can't say it's based on racism, I will definitely say it's based on colorism. And why I say it's based on colorism is because of the pure simple fact that you got to understand the hue of the women that we're talking about. I said this before. We've been around, and many of y'all don't know her, so I'm not going to say too much of her name, but many of y'all that know us, in our circle at Bad Boy or whatever, we know that Puff's sister been around the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Last time I was around her was when we was in the Ed Sullivan building at Bad Boy Worldwide, across the street from the Ed Sullivan building, which, if y'all know on my podcast, I went up there many times. Yeah, ain't nobody. I'm trying to tell you. So it's like those women, and I have to say this plainly because I even got women in here. Those women that you once knew that were like your auntie and stuff like that. Hey, baby, and I'm half black, so I know what I'm talking about here. And for a good amount of years, I sticked around my mom's family. I love every last one of them. I have black cousins, so I know what I'm talking about here. You got a different type of woman that's out here now that's like a piranha. You got a different type of man out here that's like a, for all sakes and purposes, basically a cuck, like they're trying to call Diddy, but the real version of it. You got men, I'm gonna get to your questions, guys. Just give me 1 second, so stay here. You got not only men that are out here like this, but you got men that are so feminine. And I'm not talking about men in the LBGTQ. That's the funny thing about it. Like the other day, I had somebody try to write in my comment section, and I blocked them, and I didn't read it out to y'all because I didn't want y'all to hear it, because it got it, like my messages, some of them will get retracted or whatever. But if y'all remember the other day, I think it was yeah, it had to be, was it Friday? I think it was Friday. Friday when I was down at the courthouse, right? And I walked past and I had a mask on. There was only one person that knew I had, two people that knew I had that, who I was with that mask on. And so it was both of the people that you saw me on camera with, Byron, you understand what I'm saying, which is the OG of this whole court stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if you're going to pay respect to these vlogs, make sure you pay respect to Byron. And I like how he said, no, call me by my first name, sir. I went up to him first day I met him and thanked him. And then the other person was Denat. You understand what I'm saying? Now, I don't know why some people think that me and Denat, I ran into Denat both times randomly. We don't talk on the phone. I don't be building no plots with him, none of that. You know what I'm saying? And he know that, and I know that. You know what I'm saying? But that bro ain't never said nothing funny to me, and he's part of the LBGTQ. He ain't never like said anything slick to me or nothing like that. And so somebody took it upon themselves because they felt a certain type of way about him. Obviously, they wrote, "Don't take up for him. He's a troublemaker and blah 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 blah." And see, he tried to push up on you. I said, that nigga ain't trying to push up on me. The nigga gave me a compliment because I know when niggas be trying to talk shit about me all the fucking time. So the nigga turned around, he said, yo, trust me when I, and other people have said that too. He said, he doesn't look the same way on camera as he looks in real person. He looks better in real person. That's what they said. So maybe the camera is doing something. Yeah, I need to get some different lighting. Who knows? But he can be whatever you want him to be. See, somebody wrote, Donat's a clown, right? Whatever you want to, you know? Somebody go write stuff like that about me. You're not getting the point here. First of all, nobody knows who you are, CJ. So you write and you give your metrics of who's a clown or who's not cool, who is cool. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Like, what have you done in life that we should care about your opinion? See, this is the problem with the internet. Everybody thinks they can have an opinion. We don't just sit up here and call people clowns because you feel a certain type of way. I watched this dude's material before I even ran into him down there. You understand what I'm saying? I listened to his material as he's been down there. And as I'm listening to his material and everything like that or whatever, I'm noticing something different from him than other people. See, some people, they get into antics like women do. And women get into antics like, oh my God, I can't believe they said that. Oh my God. If you pay attention to some of these men, that's why I said I'm not talking to the LGBTQ community. It seems more like these so-called straight men are more so the issue than anything. See, a lot of these niggas is thirsty on the low. So what they do is they go over and they smooch. Let me tell you the game. They go over and they smooch, or they smooch up in the comment section of these girls' posts or whatever. Or if you notice, some of the niggas was down at the courthouse down there trying to get in tune with women. And they do this not because they believe it. Ladies, listen to me when I tell you this. You know what I'm saying? Because men, we will call these niggas out in real life. Some of these suckers, because that's what they are, ain't got nothing going for them. And you'll find that out quickly when you find out where they live at, when you find out what they go back home to, when you find out their living situations. You'll find out a lot of times, a lot of these niggas are staying in auntie's house. They 40-something, 50-something years old in some cases. Some of these niggas live with a chick and they been with that chick for 15 fucking years. They ain't made one attempt to move that bitch out the projects. But walking around with a Mario on, walking around with essentials on, all that. Ain't made one attempt to move old Keisha and her kids out the motherfucking project. But you love Keisha, right? Gotta pay attention. Trying to teach y'all something. I got two sisters. I ain't got nothing to lose on y'all. I'm trying to get y'all equipped. You are being used socially like an experiment, and you don't even realize it, girls and fellas. See, what I tried to point out to y'all the other day, and y'all missed it, when I was also live. So first of all, let me finish with that. The denied dude ain't did nothing to me. You understand what I'm saying? Prior or before, Pam. Even when I was beefing with Jaguar, right? He ain't saying nothing bad about me. He left it the way it was. So that's why, like certain niggas, I respect them. When even if I don't, even if you don't agree with them, you can respect somebody. I'm pretty sure I've said things that he don't like. You know what I mean? But the point is, why is it every time y'all see two men of color talking, the first thing y'all want to do is act like bitches and point it towards some beef and shit? Like every nigga is supposed to be out here. Like if you left it up to black American men in 2025, every nigga would be out here fighting. I'm dead serious. Every nigga will be out here fighting. You understand what I'm saying? And some niggas is just not in a fighting, G. You understand what I'm saying? Like some niggas is just not in the fighting. You know what I mean? So you got to be careful when you out here trying to start fights, instigate fights, or sway people's opinion about somebody else or whatever. Nigga, I'm a grown man. You understand what I'm saying? I don't live with no chicks. So especially I can't stand them type of dudes. I don't care nothing about your opinion. If you live with your girl right now and you ain't on the lease and you only there because she allowing you to be there, nigga, we don't care nothing about your opinion. How can we follow your direction? If you a chick right now, you stay at your girlfriend's house and your level of occupation is being an Instagram model and you know you got two kids and you staying with your homegirl, bitch, we don't want to hear your opinion. You understand me? I don't want to hear your opinion about nothing. Niggas on here giving their opinion, ain't even graduated high school. I don't give a fuck about your opinion. There's some other people said to me, they said, yeah, don't let the knot on your channel. I let who the fuck I want on my channel. You know what I'm saying? Because I was live too, so they heard him talk. I said, I didn't even have the camera up to me. I was talking in his camera. See what I'm saying? But they did that in levelment to try to get aroused. And I don't listen, yo soy Latino ahí, ese. I walk around all types of people all day long. And I always notice that same thing. When black American dudes come into interaction with other black American dudes, and they do it really thoroughly based on looks, so it clearly comes out as jealousy. Like I never get jealousy from Latin men. Very rarely I do. And it's usually like white Latinos and they're just trying to prove like they got more going on or some shit like that. It's like bravado. And tú sabes que macho, machismo. So like that don't bother me. That's culture. But like black dudes, a lot of them, now this listen to me. A lot of them, they look for trouble, especially and specifically if it's somebody that look just like them. I can prove this a million times. I'll have black dudes walk past me, and this is how you know they've been raised by a woman or they depend on a woman. You'll get what I'm saying in a minute. The first thing they'll do is they'll look at you like a bitter bitch. That's the best way I can put it. Stank face, like you, like it's a girl and she see another girl with the same dress she got on at the club. You understand what I'm saying? That type of look. And I'll match it. I'll be like, yo, I know a bitch would do her face like that. I'm dead serious. Especially the younger boys. I'm noticing it more in them. It's almost like more obvious. This has nothing, the mistake that y'all making is you're thinking these boys are gay. They're not gay. They're just feminine because they've been nothing but around a protagonist ass woman their whole entire life. A bitter woman that don't like nothing to do or associated with men because she was hurt. She was hurt. So instead of going to deal with her trauma, like many of these broads tell you, no, bitch, go deal with your trauma. Because what you're doing is you're trauma bonding with other bitches. That's what you're seeing happen right here with this whole Diddy thing, right up under your nose. I wasn't even paying attention. Bitches are telling you all these psychological motherfucking references and everything like that, but not diagnosing itself. You bitches are trauma bonding right in front of our eyes, and nobody called it out. See, let me explain to you. There has been a thing that I've seen, and a lot of people get mad when a lot of people got mad when Mark Garrigo said, "Yeah, that's 6 pack of white women, right?" And that's cool. I can understand that or whatever, whatever. But still, the fact that remains is this: it was women. And so I think, and I put this in coherence with a couple other things, you know, some people making their appearances down at that courthouse. It started bringing this thing along that I noticed where it became very feminist down there. Now I'll give you an example. The women, evidently, that are down at the Diddy trial, yeah. Hey, good morning, Cole. The women that are down at the Diddy trial, right? It's a toxic environment makes them female. Its environment toxic makes them feminine. Yeah, it's a toxic environment. I believe that. What you say now? What happened to the people signed to Bad Boy Records? Is it still going? Yeah, Bad Boy is going as a label. If Fassie was fat, black, and bald headed, they would have called her deliberate hoe and say birds of a feather flock together, no crime. I've said that. When did I say that, y'all? Friday, I think I said it. I said it in the Friday's podcast. I said, and I said this out at the courthouse. I said Cassie had been a dark skinned girl. Y'all can go back and listen to the live. It's my last live I put up. Um, I said Cassie had been a dark skinned black girl and she was in the hood. And I know this because this is going to sound crazy to y'all, but believe this or not, black American women are the least found when it comes to the missing persons department. Did y'all know that? They're the least sought after and the least found. There was an experiment on NBC. God, they had that on there. This is when they used to do the Catch a Predator series and all that stuff or whatever. And they put a little white girl in a crowd and by herself to see who would react and try to help her. And there was tons of people that came to help out the little white girl. They took a little black girl, put her in the same scenario, and people just passed her. They just passed. They didn't care if she was missing. They didn't care anything. They just passed her. Orangeville said facts. They just passed her. I've seen probably like 7. I think the show was called "What Would You Do" or something like that. It was hosted by this Latino man from Cali. I think he was Mexican, and it was funny because I was like, "Yo, that's the same way it equates with the missing persons thing." Guys, can y'all make sure y'all hit the like button? It's over 160 people in here. Y'all can't hit the like button. Like y'all gotta stop this YouTube hating shit. Like the YouTube hating is deep. Y'all see that, right? Over 140 people in here, but nobody can hit the like button. That's crazy to me. Bye. Take care. Anyway, yeah, it doesn't matter. That's why I try to tell you. If you just watch my demonstrate, if I was a woman and I was in here, that like button would be lit up. Y'all are seeing people coming here by the hundreds and they won't hit the like button because that's how deep misandry runs in YouTube. That's what I'm trying to tell you. YouTube is slowly forming into TikTok. The same feminist shit. You know what I'm saying? The same men. You got men hating on you and then you got women hating on you at the same time. It's crazy out here. You got women hating on you and men hating on you because the women hating on you and they want to be liked by the women. And they so obligated to these women that they don't even realize if you was less obligated, you would be understanding. Appreciate you. Still, that it's still 155 people in here and nobody can hit the like button. That's crazy to me. That's how deep hating goes when it comes to people that look like me on this app. That's why I keep trying to tell you. But if I was a woman, I was in here right now. Not only would it be liked up, on top of that, the Cash App probably would have been hit about 6 or 7 times, which I'll lead into that in a minute because that's another strategy these women are using. I'm not gonna sit here and act and play coy and act dumb and act like I don't know what's going on here when I know what's going on. You got a lot of women that are using this instance right now with Diddy, and time is running out. This is the last week, maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, so you can get some money. Then they'll segue into a whole different thing. They'll be like, let's uncover some facts more about this. They'll try to keep that going for about 2 or 3 weeks. That'll die down. But this has been a money go. This right here has set up some girls' financial futures. There are girls right now, I ain't even gonna say the chick's name, but there are girls right now that are sitting down with major media outlets that these same major media outlets, and this is why I got my back turned to them right now. You'll pour up my back. Because y'all some suck ass niggas for that. The major media is down at that courthouse and they giving people from California and out of state chances that they wouldn't give people from New York and the New York City tri-state chances. They don't pick up people. I have not seen them pick up someone. Let me give you an example. I have not seen them pick up somebody that was randomly blogging off the street and put them on primetime regular news or primetime segment of regular news on NBC or ABC based off the fact that you met them on the street. To those same two black women that were mentioned by Sean G as plotting on him up in the courtroom. And the way I found this out, because bitch, if you would have never brought on your program, you would have never looked suspect. Now you look suspect. And yes, I said fuck you, bitch, in person or online. When I see you in person, I'm gonna tell you fuck you, bitch. So be prepared for it. I ain't even mad at chick that's the vlogger. She gonna do what she do. The fact is, you supposed to be trusted journalists. And this black chick from ABC, yes, you bitch, she gonna turn around because it makes me mad. She gonna turn around and bring Shorty on so she can do her further hating. You understand what I'm saying? On a major platform. I even understand Nancy Grace. I know how she moved. We all know how she moves. She theatrical. You understand what I'm saying? We know how Nancy, what up? You know what I'm saying? We know how Nancy moves. But it's not the point of that. It's the point of you sitting up there. I don't want to go, want to be. Nigga, let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something real clear. You see this shab right here, son? I've been wearing these Basquiat joints for years. You understand what I'm saying? So that's for one. Number two, you just confirmed the same shit that I just said earlier, which was what? I said niggas come in and the first thing they want to do is set up with some niggas beefing. You understand what I'm saying? I don't even know that man. I've never said nothing disrespectful about that man. I've seen a couple of that man's posts or whatever, but pay attention. I just told y'all earlier, niggas like to facilitate other niggas arguing and beefing. That man ain't never said nothing about me, so let me get your little soft ass the fuck up on out of here. How about that? I was down there before Homeboy was down there at the courthouse. You understand what I'm saying? I've been, listen, if you don't know, 8 months ago, I'm the one that was the original nigga that was down there at that courthouse. None of those vloggers you see now were at that courthouse. Subsequently, after the first bail hearing, the second bail hearing, third bail hearing, fourth bail hearing, fifth bail hearing, the other hearing to argue about the fourth bail hearing, I was at every last one of them. And all my long-term subscribers, they know this. It's still here on the page. Go do your research. Let's go through my lives and scroll. You'll see it for yourself. I've shared in my community section just of last week. You can go there. There's about, I think, how many y'all? About 8 for my long-time subscribers. You can see. These niggas weren't even down there. And this nigga coming in here talking about, nigga, I've been wearing this hat. You can see me wearing this hat right here and this style, the way I'm wearing this, fucking 4-5 years back on this channel. Like literally, you could go right now, scroll. You will see several videos of me wearing like that. Nigga act like this is the only nigga that was wearing a hat. And it's so simple. The argument was, you either want to go, want to be. Nigga, I've been here for 6 years now. What the fuck is you talking about? This is why you gotta watch. You saw that, right? Y'all saw that, or did y'all miss that? The black dudes are worse than the chicks are. To me, that translated like this. You either want to go, want to be. What the fuck are you talking about? It's like, how you doing, Sean? It's like fucking 6 o'clock in the morning. And this nigga is sitting, you understand what I'm talking about? Now, that nigga that was just in here, he's waking up this morning because his girl is up right now getting dressed to go to work. He's preparing himself for a good, nice and cool day under the air conditioner while he plays PlayStation 5 and his girl is at work. And his only job duties are 2 things. Take out the trash and make sure you let my kids in the house when they get home. Ain't no real men in here talking like that. You understand what I'm saying? You look like another nigga, girl. The fucking nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? I've been wearing it. I got this one. I got a black one. I got a couple of them. Well, nigga, we all dress alike up here. This is New York City tri-state. But I don't like the fact when niggas come into somebody's chat room and they try to find a way to argue with a nigga to get some attention. Nigga, that's what bitches do. Don't no men try to grab another nigga's attention to get him thrown into some beef? Or What if I don't even want to beef with him? What if I don't want to beef with him and I really decide, yo, you know what? Matter of fact, let me shoot this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Get both of our motherfucking problems out the way. This is yo. Let me get with this nigga real quick. Is he a problem? You know what I'm saying? Thank you very much. He said Striga Bell 80 was one of the first media outlets at the Diddy trial. I won't even say I was the first, but definitely as far as the vloggers are concerned, it was like, and I can be honest with y'all, it was probably like, I'm gonna say, I mean, you could count them. It was maybe 6 of us, and they were very different than the vloggers you have down there now. Let me explain. The vloggers that you had down there doing the hearings when we were down there, I'm talking about this is 8 months ago. So we're going back 8 months ago. These people that are showing up now, I keep trying to emphasize to you all, they have just been here since the trial started. I covered the bail hearings in person. I covered the what was it, the jury selection in person. You understand what I'm saying? None of those vloggers were down there. The type of vloggers you had down there before, it was like I said, it was only like 6 of us. That it was a totally different temperament. A lot of those vloggers down there now, they don't realize the major media, they can't stand y'all. They're laughing at y'all. They're literally laughing. Why y'all think they moved across the street? They said, let me get away from these niggas. They literally moved across the street. Which is also, they've always set up over there, but they didn't set up there with like primarily set over there like they do now. So that was an odd thing for me. And then I told you about my own interaction with a dude. He didn't even know that I was like connected to Bad Boy or anything. And so I took his temperament. I was smoking a cigarette before I walked over to the courthouse. And so they had their cars parked around the side, right? Just real quick. They had their cars parked around the side or whatever. It's 2 black Suburbans. And so I'm sitting there smoking a cigarette, just finishing my cigarette, whatever. And he looked at me and he was trying to imply, I know when white people speak a certain way that are racist, because I live in Connecticut, 37% of my state is Italian American, okay, if you didn't know. So I'm very keen to different tiers and different approaches and different attitudes of certain white folks. Now, that's not a racist statement, it's a real statement. So I'm sitting there and he says some smart, sarcastic shit to the form of, thank God I've got a job because I know niggas don't. You know, that's how he said it to his friend. And then his friend said, hey, yeah, you're still a cameraman, right? So his friend went away with the joke. That's what his friend was telling him. I'm not, you don't toot your horn too loud because you're just a cameraman. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's not an anchor that's going to make like $150,000, $200,000. He's probably going to be somewhere around the scope of a cameraman, anywhere between 70,000 to maybe 55, 60,000, depending on what year, you know what I mean, and what you could have negotiated. So this was a basic white man. You know what I'm saying? All right, he about to see if he's guilty or not. Yeah, definitely. We about to see. We about to see. And guilty of what? You know, I made this statement. Let me just finish this off. The what's the name is really laughing at the crowd that's down there. And the reason they're laughing at you and they're laughing at Diddy, their interest, yes, is in Diddy, but the reason they're laughing at the bloggers is down there now is because of the antics that y'all put on. That's never been seen down there. The fighting, the arguing, like you just saw a few minutes ago, niggas coming in your chat room talking about, yo, you trying to be this nigga because you got the same hat on. You know, don't nobody still sell that hat, but the store he go to, like, nigga, I've been wearing this same hat online for how the fuck you don't know he ain't seen me and start wearing his? You ever asked that? I've been here for 6 years. I've always wore the same hat. This is our trademark for something. You understand? The Basquiat, you heard? Anyway, they got these niggas that's online that act just like the chicks. And they try to get niggas to argue with other niggas for the form of their entertainment. This is the same nigga, listen, in real life, this is the same niggas will go back to and pop this nigga in real life. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I said, yo, fuck the argument you trying to start with me and Duke. Let's get you first. This for being a bitch, nigga. Me and him ought to both get you for trying to start an argument between 2 grown men that don't know each other. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I don't fall privy, nigga. I'm a grown-ass man, dog. I don't play them little high school games. A lot of niggas out here 30, 40, 50 years old. I be even seeing older black dudes. They be 50, 60 years old. Old ass nigga. You know the old ass nigga still got the big ass down jacket on. Nigga about 60 something, big ass down jacket on. I mean, if it's flavors and you pulling up with the car or something like that, I'm talking about the nigga that's hopping on a bus at 60 something. You understand what I'm saying? Or mid 50s, and you ain't got no swag. You look older than what you actually are, because 55 and 60 ain't even old. But you look older than what you actually are. Them niggas. Them niggas that look like they doing bad. You will see these niggas on the middle of the street. And women, if you in the chat room right now, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And I will rob a fucking bank before I be one of these niggas. I'll rob a bank and leave the country. I'll take my chances before I be one of them niggas. Hey, young blood, what's going on, man? You got a cigarette, bro? You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, can I talk to you about something real quick? That nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this man. You know, the nigga that you'll see a group of well-to-do white people, whatever. He'll skip talking them and center in right on you so he can embarrass you. Hey, yo, look, man, blood, you know how it is, man. You got $20, man, I can get. I'm trying to get something to eat, bro. I said, yo, won't you ask some of them rich, well-to-do white people? Well, you know, man, I don't want to bother nothing good white people, man. But you'll bother me? That nigga. Oh, I put a plan long time in order, never to be that dude. Never. It'll be that dude. It'll be just like that movie, The Town. You know what I'm saying? What they call that shit? Vegas. What was that shit? Ocean's 11. It'll be Connecticut's 11, nigga. Shit. I wish I would. What would happen to that nigga? I don't know. I'm saying Russia. Nah, I'm gonna be that nigga holding the door before some change or something like that, nigga. I go stick a nigga if I do that. Let me shut up. I go stick a nigga if I do some shit like that. There's so many options, nigga. Get you a couple bags of bud, something like that. You can make something happen. So you gotta be respectful about your hustling. Oh my God. They used to have the squeegee niggas back in the day. They'll be the niggas that come and throw water on your shit and then you only get that for you, man. It'd be $5. Man, they don't even charge me $5 at the car. Why you got this dirty ass water on my window now, motherfucker? Water hotter than a motherfucker. Even the water got steam coming off of it. You think they put hot water in there? That shit been in the sun all day. How the fuck you clean my window off and there's a fly on this motherfucker? Type shit, you know what I mean? Them niggas. Niggas spent 8 hours in the sun so he go buy a bottle. I mean, them niggas. Nobody had access to front. See, that was the thing. So let me explain to you. So the original bloggers that were down there, none of them were in the courtroom. None of us were in the courtroom. And the reason we wasn't in the courtroom was because, one, the first thing I think was none of that shit was set up. So that was a surprise to me too. The whole thing of going in the courtroom or whatever. I found this out when the trial began. Now, when I was going down there for the bail hearings and things like that, yeah, you could go in, but I didn't think it made sense for me to go in because pure simple fact, it was a bail hearing. I couldn't record it. And the way I looked at it was, and I still look at it like that I'm just coming downstairs telling my interpretation of it. You understand what I'm saying? That my interpretation could be taken anywhere, and people are already going to attach on because I said already before, by the time when I did the first live down there 8 months ago at that same courthouse, the vloggers that were out there had a whole different temperament. Yeah, they would ask questions. I got one video that's popped up when we was asking Mark Agnafilio questions. We were walking with Mark, which Mark is more than familiar with my face at this point, but and who I am, but and my attachment to Bad Boy, as many of the others do that see me, but that's something else. But anyway, long story short, they were asking legitimate questions. They wasn't saying stuff like that girl you heard the other day who said to, I think it was Christian. I don't know if she said it to Christian or she said it to this boy, but she said to one of them, I don't know if she said to Christian or Justin. She said to one of them something about urination or something like that. That crazy girl that I got into it with, and she's allowed to circulate around there. Still, the black women down there, they say nothing to her. They encourage her behavior. It's sickening. But as they did in the video you saw with me and Myron Gaines, they literally encouraged her behavior. But meaning they laughed at it, they thought it was funny or whatever, 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 until it involved something that was interrupting them. The same girl, just to give you an example, she attacked Don Rashad, and the same girl that attacked me and Myron Gaines, the same girl attacked Don Rashad with a comment that was just as revolting as that. She was asking about his D size, Puffy's D size or whatever. And at that moment, because it's a clip up for it. At that moment, that's when everybody got concerned. Hey, hey, come on, chill out. We got I got my video monetized. You know, everybody got serious then. And when she's out there threatening people, pulling her breast out in front of people, and all kinds of other crazy stuff, nobody has nothing to say. Go ahead, make you some coffee. And so it really bothered me because I ended up getting into it. Well, I didn't get into it. We quilled it real quick, but I ended up getting into it with Queen's Flip Small, and I think she just didn't understand because she from Queens, and I know how Queens girls are wild like that. There was this black chick. Nobody, I don't know her name. I found like somebody has sent me her social media, but evidently she's a TikToker, and she's been on several videos now, including the girl from Law and Crime. She was harassing her, saying nasty, vulgar things or whatever. This particular day, and I'll share it again in the what's the name. Okay, that's what's up. I'll share it again. I was on Myron Gaines' channel from Fresh and Fit. Myron's from here. I live in Connecticut, so Myron's from here in Connecticut, not too far away from me. Not even 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes away from where I live at. And so, as a thing, like we all like that. If you're from Jersey, you go speak to other people from Jersey. If you're from Connecticut, you go speak to other people from Connecticut. If you're from New York, you go speak from people from New York. And it even equates if you're from all three of those towns and you're somewhere else. You know what I'm saying, in the country. So that's just what we do. So I wanted to walk up to Myron and say hi to him or whatever. And I heard from a distance some girl yelling and screaming or whatever, whatever. But I guess I wasn't paying attention as I was filming. Because I went back and looked at my video. I said, oh, I actually got the chick in the video, but I didn't realize it. And so when I walk up, she's yelling or whatever, whatever. I just walk. I don't even pay attention to her. I just shake my hand. You'll see me in the video. I don't even speak to her. I speak to Myron. I say, hey, how you doing, man? I'm from your town. Da, 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 da. He finds out how close I am. So he said, oh, wow. Okay, okay, okay. I got you. And so he knew I was in close vicinity of him from where he's originally from here in Connecticut. A lot of people think he's from Miami. He's not from Miami. Myron's from here in Connecticut. And so she was like, and look at this fucking asshole. I was like, whoa, 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 shorty. So then she started walking towards me. Now, at the same time, all these women are out there still laughing. All of them are still laughing, key, and don't know me and know how strong I am, what I may or may not do to this chick, my temperament. Do I play shit like that? You don't know none of that. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm sitting back and I'm listening to this. I'm listening to everything going on and everything like that or whatever, whatever. And I say to myself, I say, yo, back the fuck up, because I don't know what her next intention is. Later on, when I see the video or whatever, whatever, I'll share the video again. The video's got like 400 and something thousand views now. Later on, you start seeing other clips of the same woman pop up everywhere. And you had to look for it. You really had to look for it. So the first place I looked at, I saw it on Instagram. And there she was chasing a woman from Law and Crime. She was like the woman was literally trying to get away from her. Second time I saw her bothering somebody when she was bothering Don Rashad and said some nasty, obnoxious shit to her. Now I seen her third time. Here she is bothering Christian or Justin, talking about, did you urinate on? I'm like, why would you even say something like that if they're women that their what's the name is the problem? Like it was just real vulgar. You understand what I'm saying? So it was like when you start looking at people and their intentions, when you start looking at people, whether it's in your chat room like this idiot that's in here at 6 o'clock in the morning talking about taking my hat off. The dog, I got uploads with my hat off. You sound weird. Like, that's how you know it's somebody black. Black people, they write stuff like that. They do. Let me tell you something. In my opinion, 70% of black Americans, they never grow up. They stay in this little period between the age of 16 to 25 for the rest of their life, mentally. The women, they stay, not all of them, but a good 70% of them stay in this area of age 13 through 24 for their whole entire life. And the men, they stay somewhere between 16 and 25 for their whole entire life. So their whole entire life they live out. That's the scope that they're looking for. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It's the truth. You know what I'm saying? And Latinos are not that much different. Trust me. Most of society is not that much different. But I just want to put that focal point in there. That's why you would get a man at 6:30 in the morning asking another man, "Take your hat off so I can see what your hair look like, girl." Them type motherfuckers. Raised by a mama for sure. Raised by a single mom for sure. There's no reason you should be in any man's chat room at 6 o'clock in the morning asking him to take off his hat or take off anything at 6 o'clock in the morning. At 6 o'clock in the morning, you should be rolling over, calling a chick or trying to touch a chick. She was harassing Elizabeth from Law and Crime. That's what I said. She was harassing the girl from Law and Crime. I just said that. Yeah, I like that girl. She's a pretty chick. I ran up on her like 3 or 4 times. Yeah. Shorty fine as a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I take it down facts. You know what I mean? Don't take it the wrong way, Shorty. If you hear me, she's cute. I take it down, though. But we got to speak about the reality. If you pay attention to some of the antics of some of the women that have been circulated around, because somebody asked me what was the difference between the vloggers that were down there when I first got down there and the vloggers now. I point out shortly after I decided. So after that situation happened with me, and then subsequently other people started saying there was more videos popping up. But in Myra's extended video that he got from his perspective, you'll see in it there's about 15 minutes of her just harassing and making up lies about this guy to the crowd, and the girls are just sitting there, a key, a hee hee hee, a key, a hee hee hee. That's all you hear. A key hee. Then when I give her the same energy back, they're like, "Oh my God, you're terrible. I can't believe you did that." You know, all that shit. Now they're victims. They will never hold you. Listen to me, black women, Latin women. They will never hold you to the same guard as a white woman in society. It will never happen. It will never, even if it start leaning towards, that's what it's going to. You're going to have 15 to 16 nationalists and purists to come through and be like, hold up now, Jimmy. We said 1 or 2 niggas. You bringing too many. Let's hit the hour mark. Guys, if you like any of the stuff I said, please make sure you hit the Cash App, hit the like button. I appreciate it. We got over 115 people in here that I don't know, whatever's going on. Oh, okay. You ain't got to hit the like button. You see what I mean? So, like I tell y'all, if I was a woman right now and I was talking what I was talking about or whatever, goodbye. You're not even with the conversation. She asking about the fucking wire and all that. Bitch, you're not even answering to the conversation. I understand why there's people not hitting the like button. Guys, make sure you double tap the screen. Just double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. If you can't, I also equally appreciate if you just leave. I'm not that type of blogger. I don't look for a whole bunch of followers and all that shit or whatever, because I got tens of thousands of followers. But what I don't like is when somebody's sitting there listening to you and they can't hit the like button. And it's simple as double tapping the screen, or when somebody is listening to you and things, and if you are a female, who a lot of these females say even less, a lot of these females were lazy as fuck, is sitting up in their house, in their apartments, doing lives for the longest and never came outside like I did in the wintertime and everything like that. And I've heard women writing in their motherfucking chat rooms, "Thank you for your hard work. Thank you for your..." Bitch, it's warm and summertime out here. When Puff was originally going to the motherfucking, what's the names, those arraignments, I was out in the fucking cold. In the cold. And one of the few vloggers that was actually giving the message of what was going on with Puff or whatever. There was none of these niggas down there that are getting rewarded so heavily with money and donations. I'm like, where were these motherfuckers at when I was going live? And then I started figuring it out. They didn't donate to me for 3 reasons. One, it was skin tone. Ain't no ifs, ands, and buts about that. If I was lighter, you would notice that a lot of black American women don't like, and they preach this to other women too now, so they can, it's a way of them countering. Basically what they're saying is, If we can't have you, can't nobody else have you. So you either choose me or don't choose anybody. While on the other hand, I can choose whatever race of man I want to, because I've deduced you so much in society to look like nothing that the pure simple fact you don't even look like a valuable candidate. So everybody else, they'll be more accepting of me as a woman dating a white man or whatever type of man, because you are not compliant enough and you are not good enough. So it's that mantra. Then you have a second mantra where it's just this misandrist, I want to take over the world, yay, yay, vajay. Let's make everything feminine until it dies out in 15 years. You understand what I'm saying? Attitude. Then you got the third one, which is the colorist attitude. Oh, he's not light skinned. If he was light skinned, I donate to him. So they'd rather donate to a motherfucker that come from another country or from another part of the country or something like that, as long as they're light skinned. This is what it is. And then a lot of Black American women, they have a favoritization that I've noticed. It's a love-hate relationship with LGBTQ men. For some reason or another, they kind of attach themselves to the LGBTQ men and use them as, in my opinion, a weapon against straight men. And I think that's sad too, that those men allow themselves to be used like that. What it is, what it is. So don't come on my channel talking about I shouldn't ask for donations or nothing like that. When niggas is going on Nancy Grace and all kinds of other motherfucking programs, and they ain't even from here in the New York City tri-state or privy to any of the times in the New York City tri-state, which are mentioned during these times with Cassie, whatever the Gia, Mia, whatever fucking name is, and the rest of these girls. You wasn't here. We was. And me, more importantly than any of these people, I was around Bad Boy Entertainment for 17 years of this time. So these years that are in question and being mentioned, we were around. Me and my comments that worked with me and everything else. And that's the underlying fact of what a lot of these women have used against me online. And it's crazy because the Black women that involved, they don't even come doing it. It's some of them that's smart. And I've actually got like 5 or 6 women on my channel now. I don't know if they're here or not now. And they'll tell you with their own testimony. One of them did it before. She was like, yeah, I was on a certain person's vlog, and they told me this, that, and other and the third about you. And that, none of that's true. I just happened to see you do that one time. I said, yeah, I told you. Like, they went on there and said that I'll be over here. And, like, the shit that they do is, like, a lot of these T channels, what you'll hear is they'll keep repeatedly saying their cash app, cash app, cash app, cash app, cash app, cash app. They have monitors in their chat room talking about cash app, cash app, cash app, cash app. And people will donate to them because I guess they feel under pressure. I'll mention my cash app. I've done lives that have been 3 hours long at the courthouse. Get 2 donations. This is before any of those bloggers were down there. So you can't tell me it's not equated to not just it's equated to race, it's equated to gender, it's equated to my attachment with the company previously. You know what I'm saying? And now people are directing the narrative or whatever. Like one of the rumors they had going on when I started, it was like, yeah, he was probably involved in the freak offs too. So that's where that one person came over to my channel or whatever, and said that about me. It's like, yeah, he probably involved with them freak offs too. That's why he was taking up my puff. I was like, first of all, I ain't never said I was taking up a puff necessarily. I said I want to see what happened. Second of all, who the fuck are you as a stranger to try to give somebody else's narrative, like for your own self? And then like the questions that these women ask is so weird. Like I don't know if y'all saw the woman that I just blocked. She came in here and wrote this, and this ain't even got shit to do with the conversation. Hold on one second. This is what she wrote. Is your name a play off the actor in The Wire? I'm like, why the fuck are you in here asking me some shit like that for? That ain't even got nothing to do with the conversation. I blocked that chick. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, they're so conducive to trying to find like little things that they find, exciting. It's not about any facts. It's about what these chicks, a lot of them find exciting, what activates their dopamines, what they react to, whatever. And that's the cause and the effect that you get when you're online and you just randomly talking about people that most of y'all never met in your fucking life. You understand what I'm saying? Most people went down there when they started showing up down the courthouses, when they started hearing all the stars were showing up. So they heard Cassie was showing up, then they heard Kid Cudi was showing up. So it became like a concert to them. You understand what I'm saying? Now what you saw after that was a lot of them started tiring out, which I knew the ones that never been here before. I said, oh, these motherfuckers gonna tire out 2 weeks. Let's give them 2 weeks. They ain't used to our lifestyle. Even if you've been here a month, you ain't used to our lifestyle. A few of these people, they've been here for a month and think they know the whole city, sitting down in Lower Manhattan. A lot of these bloggers sitting around talking shit, they wouldn't do it outside their neighborhood, and they definitely wouldn't do it in certain neighborhoods that I'd be in. I know you wouldn't, you know? It is what it is. But these women have been able to basically, and I'm not hating on the women, I'm not, but they've been able to become very lucrative off Diddy, this Diddy thing here. And they made the rest of the crowd believe that the rest of the women shouldn't donate to another man, shouldn't support any men. And this is going to put you on a little fine pickle. Because, see, when this thing is over, and it will be over, whether the pup is convicted or not convicted, what you're realizing is there's going to be an examination of the behavior of Black American women during this trial. Oh, somebody's going to bring it up. Trust me on this. It's already in the trajectory. I see it already. But somebody's going to bring it up. They're going to talk about the behavior. And I've seen some of these women, I swear to God, to be some of the most benign, nastiest. Like, it's some of them that just got an opinion. I get that. But it's some of them that just have, like, there's actual pages on YouTube. I don't know if y'all know this or not, with women like Cynthia G and men. I'll leave that alone. But women like Cynthia G, the Sprinkle chick, and a couple of these other chicks that literally have a diatribe of hating Black men, and they have hundreds of thousands of followers. That means that's hundreds of thousands of women, even if they're not the most extreme, at least 75,000 of 500,000 of that person's subscribers are extremists. They don't have no problem getting likes. They don't have no problem getting cash apps. This is a system that these women have developed. Now, y'all can go look up any one of those women I'm talking about, the Sprinkle chick or Cynthia G. Watch the shit she preaches. Cynthia G was talking about you should exclusively consider, if not always, if you get pregnant, to go down there to choices if it's a Black male baby. This is out of her own lips. She didn't even say it one time, not 2 times, not 3 times, but 4 times. She had her page taken down, and so many Black women contributed to her fund based off the words that she was saying, which is basically a supremacist tone. And she said, yeah, you know, and the Black woman is superior to the Black man, and your preferences are white. And that was her whole thing. It was like it was so much race involved in it. Like, a lot of Black American women are extremely racist or maybe jealous, I don't know, of white women, because that's always it come up in the thing. It's always something about white women and Latinas for some reason. Oh, they taking all the men, da 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 da. And then when a lot of y'all get your opportunity to be good women or set a good precedence or whatever the case may be, especially if you're picked, what you do is you go as far as you can from your women. Listen, I know if I get into something in the streets or whatever, I know because of the way I look, I know because of the way I sound, the way I talk, no Black woman is going to help me. Especially if it's a situation with police. I've learned this a long time ago. If you ever get into a situation with police, don't ever look for, I'm sorry, Shanette, it's the truth. And I bet you there's other men in this chat room right now that can back me on this. I've probably had maybe 6 or 7 situations I got into before with police, right? Where I'm basically saying, yo, you ain't see that or whatever. Yo, can you back me up on that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but you know, you're 1 in 1,000. You understand what I'm saying? That's cool though. Anyway, I'll be like, yo, you can't back me up on this. You saw what happened, right? And they'll be like, Had I been a white man, they would have been like, yeah. And this to tell you the truth, and I just want to be, they would switch up their voice and everything like that. So let me trust me when I tell you this, or they're going to film what's happening to you. Don't you get into any trouble or be in a peril or need around a whole bunch of Black Americans. Trust me when I tell you this, you are in danger. Nobody's going to help you. I watched the video of this boy. He was a rapper in Chicago. The nigga shot out the car at him or something like that. He dropped to the ground. Instead of helping him or trying to resuscitate him, they all gathered around. He was on a bus stop. They all gathered around and started filming him. I saw another video with this Black chick She was in Texas. She was in a parking lot. Y'all remember this video? She was getting attacked. The dude had a pistol in his hand, was pistol whipping her. These two black dudes were sitting behind, and the only thing they did is film it. Fuck what you talking about. Nigga, use reality as an example. If you get into trouble, do not count on any black Americans in 2025, not the ones of 10, 15, 20 years ago. We're not talking about them of 2025 to help you. They're not going to help you. They're going to laugh at you or they're going to fucking film it. Listen, Deborah, Shanette, all that sounds good in the chat room, but actions speak louder than words. And I'm telling you, I don't know which part of the state y'all guys live in. And like I said, it sounds great on 180 people in here, 27 likes. Can y'all please double tap that screen? You understand what I'm saying? Please double tap that screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. When you get into situations like this and black Americans don't know you, they're not going to help you. It is not in their DNA or been instilled in most of them to help each other. What has been instilled in their mind instead is a continuation of slave narrative. And that slave narrative switches up every 10 or 15 years. So it's back to, okay, how much cotton can you pick? You understand what I'm saying? And you better be able to pick a whole bunch of barrels, because the niggas that can't pick a whole bunch of barrels, they got to go. And it's just like the movie 12 Years as a Slave. You ever seen that one? There's a scene in there with Kizzy. They said, how much cotton did Kizzy pick today? He's about 500 barrels. You look at there. A nigga among niggas. God sent it to me. So sola la cubano la moreno. He said, listen, he said, look at here. A nigga among niggas. Yeah, you should watch that movie. Lupita Nyong'o, she plays Kizzy. Lupita is beautiful too. Go watch the movie. It's a scene. He said, look at that. A nigga among niggas. God sent it to me. And she had picked more cotton than the rest of them. And for that factor, Master held her up higher than the rest of the niggas. Y'all don't understand this. That's what I said. I don't think a lot of these people are smart as that. A lot of them are sarcastic and whimsical. A lot of them live in delusion. A lot of these people that are on here online don't talk in reality. Okay, now we got this weird one in here that's asking me, am I jealous of black women? I think what you're not getting is you think that you're flawless. Are you flawless, Pamela? You have never committed any sin. You've never done anything wrong. You've never made any wrong decisions. Let's see where your mentality rests at. Pamela, are you still here? What are your faults? What have you done wrong in life? Answer us. Answer us. Go ahead, we're waiting. What are your missions here? You've never done anything wrong in life. She says she's never done anything wrong in life. Bye-bye, Pamela. Bye-bye. Enough of that conversation. Bye-bye. I said, so you've never done anything wrong in life? She said, no. That's someone that's literally mentally, you see what I mean now, right? And you see how she came in. First thing she said, are you jealous of black women? Jealous of you? What I gotta be jealous of you for? Bitch, I live in Connecticut. I live by the fucking waterway. It's clean as fuck here. And I filmed here for y'all so y'all can see. It's beautiful where the fuck I live at. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck bitch talking about. Bitch, I worked for a record company for 17 motherfucking years. You understand what I'm saying? Bitch, I didn't help chicks get hired. See, we don't talk about that. I didn't help black women get hired. Several times. I done took care of black women. I done took care of black women's kids. It would sound like to me it's the total opposite, that black women are jealous of black men and they will do anything and everything. That's what I've learned. 70% of them anyway. They will do anything, say anything, move anyway, and do anything to compromise a man of color by any degree necessary, which is inclusive of hopping on people that have been noted as being racist before and partnering up side by side with them because the pure simple fact it's a good look for views. Don't make no motherfucking brown nosing statements to me, bitch. These bitches are out here and they motherfucking doing what they need to do to motherfucking improve their careers. And if they got to use Diddy or a couple of these suck ass bitches that believe in them, because that's really how they're thinking, then they're going to do it. But don't sit here and pretend like you doing this because, oh, you just jealous of black women. Bitch, I done helped out so many black women you can't think of. I just had some black pussy last weekend. Shut the fuck up, ho. Even the motherfucking chicks I have on here, all of them, toda la Latina. Entonces, sabe, they'll be Latina, but negrita. Black Latinos. Hay como que sí, tú sabes, puta. It sounds stupid. Yeah, if you're unable to admit your faults and attitudes, it's a view on reality is warped as hell. I asked the broad, I said, yo, can you tell us any of your faults? Do you have any faults? She said, no. I said, oh, get the fuck up out of here. And that's the way most of those women that are in that type of mentality, that's how they think. Guys, hit the double tap the like button, which y'all appreciate it. Bitch, I know you ain't come back here. Oh, all right. To some degree, that's why I keep all kinds of friends of different races. I'm in CT too. No, that's to your degree. I don't care how you think. Your thoughts ain't my thoughts. See what I mean? She came in here trying to surmise what I was thinking, but try to do it in a friendly way. I don't trust women to do that. Never come into somebody else's point of view and you can't prove it, and you're talking about to some degree you're right. No, to some degree, it's not to some degree. I'm exactly right. I experience what I experience. So I don't like when people walk around and then they try like, okay, for example, there's no compromise when it comes with most people when it comes to the conversation about Diddy, right? But we always have to compromise when it comes to the conversation of talking about black women and their behavior. Why do we have to compromise when we come to talking about their behavior on or offline? In a day, I can go through, and whether I'm getting my coffee, whether I'm getting lunch or whatever, if I'm not in a certain type of temperament that is equated to how they feel I would talk to a white woman or another woman of another culture, because that's really what it comes down to. You want me to respect you the same way that I respect them, but you're missing one thing. Those women, most of the time, are respectful, first of all, and then they begot respect back. A lot of black American women don't understand that. Instead, they feel that they can be passive aggressive and nasty and then hide behind being a woman at the end of it. No, if you just spend 25 minutes acting like a dude with me, then now we're in a different area. Now I'm going to treat you like a dude. You understand what I'm saying? And that depends on how masculine you're trying to act, mind you. And so nowadays, I notice online that there's dudes that will come in. That's the same thing I was telling you about that girl that I got into it with, and now it's a video on Myron Gaines' page and a couple other vloggers that try to clip it up, thought they had something. I don't give a fuck, nigga. The point I'm getting at is that girl, when she attacked me, nobody had nothing to say. In fact, or Myron, when she was attacking me and Myron at the same time, they were just giggling and laughing, and he. As soon as I turned up and started calling the names back, oh my God, why are you getting violent with her? I said, and then Byron puts up his video, his version of it. I'm recording, I'm live at the same time. Byron puts up his version of it. And I said, oh, this bitch was there for 15 minutes harassing him. And none of these black women out here said nothing. No, they were chuckling and giggling. They thought it was funny. You understand what I'm saying? They thought it was funny. But these will be the same women that will come on my channel tell me, why are you so jealous of black women? Jealous of black women? I'm just telling you, a black woman attacked me and I absolutely said nothing to her. And you see that I didn't even look at her. I went out of my way to ignore her. And she was allowed to act however she wanted to. And it wasn't until she started bothering two black women that other black women had something to say. So you can't tell me that these women are not misandrist, or they, at the very least, the bulk of them, and they try to silence men. Did you notice that bitch came in? She was trying to silence me. Like I'm a child, like, shh. Bitch, go shh your kids. You're not going to shush me. And don't get violent with me again. I will stun your ass. You'll be doing the Dougie Fresh in a minute. You'll be like, oh. For real. All that friendly sister shit. I don't do that shit. That shit'll get you hurt with these chicks. Yeah, it's all funny and games or whatever to somebody get hurt. Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I can't do that with chicks no more. Like, it was a time in history, and this is my personal opinion. There was a time in history where you would be friendly or give consideration to chicks. Like, oh man, she a chick, man. She ain't gonna do nothing, da. Now you have to take a different approach. Chicks out here killing niggas with cars. Chicks out here stabbing dudes. Chicks out here poisoning men. And if you don't believe me, just Google some of these. What's the name? Just put it. There was a black woman just recently that was convicted in Atlanta, Georgia, for taking a stove. She lit up the stove, turned it to the highest degree she could, put her children down, and then took the stove and hoisted face up on top of them and burnt these kids to death. Two black children, because she was mad at the father. Then went live on Facebook Live. I can't make this up. You don't believe me? Go look at go look right now. You'll see it come up. The same woman asked for what they did to black men. The reason we wanted to help against them against other men. Good morning, hey, what's going on, Rain Strike? I think I get what you're saying. Yeah, I can't. I can't. Um, I have black women like the manipulation level, and I'll get back into what's the name in a minute. The manipulation level that I have seen black women come at me with will blow your mind. AKA, what's going on? Will blow your mind. From 8 months ago, where it started out really as jealousy, that's when I was covering the first arraignment with Diddy. That's when the rumors started circling. Oh, he only down there because it's Diddy. You know he used to work with him, girl. Oh shit, girl. Let's start a rumor about him, girl. Let's jump on the internet. So they started going to separate different, and I noticed it. It was like 5 or 6 people that were bloggers, right? Call themselves informative bloggers that were doing this. Like people that would normally sit around and you'll think, that's why I tell you, a lot of these black vloggers, they have like 3 or 4 different personalities. So son, he sits on his channel, one of them, he'll sit on his channel and he'll basically try to act like he's this upstanding dude, da, 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 da. And basically, I guess most black audiences now, what I'm gathering, unless it's something that sounds gossip worthy, they're not going to donate to you, especially the women. The women, they don't donate to the men unless it's gossip. And so you have to be like, and I hate to say it like this, and this is no shot at any of y'all. You have to be in that LGBTQ community because that's what black women favor. I don't think most black women, I really think most black women just don't like black men. That's my personal opinion. Or the other half of them, based on some demographics I provided, most of them are quasi lesbians, meaning they'd rather be with a woman than be with a black man. I know, fellas, it hurts or whatever, because a lot of y'all, what the mistake that a lot of black dudes make is they always want to run up to these chicks and my sister, sister, sister. This is not 1995, nigga. These chicks will take you the fuck out. You understand what I'm saying? They're hitting dudes with cars. They're murdering men. Some of them are taking out their children. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of things that are going on right there that you have to understand. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody in here. You don't have a girlfriend, do you, Bill? Nobody likes you, huh, Bill? No, they don't. Bill's been here for 7 years and has no subscribers. Nobody likes you, huh, Bill? Bill, you should deal with your homosexuality. That's why you're in here at 7 o'clock in the morning. Oh, actually 6 something in the morning, trying to talk to another man about something such silly. Okay, bye, Bill. Hope you had your 5 minutes. Bill with no profile picture. A lot of people told me I miss out on money not going out there. There are other ways I'm good. Yeah, I'm straight. I don't make any money from it. I haven't made any money. That's why I sit here and I explain to what I'm talking about, what the Black American community did to me. They made it after I went to the first arraignment. These couple of bloggers, they made it so they made sure that I didn't make any money with the African American community. So, and it was mostly women. I had a second incident where another woman, she had went and started a podcast about why she was angry at me because she came into my chat room, which I would have never known this lady. She came into my chat room. I allowed her to say what she was going to say, and she started getting more and more and more nasty. And luckily, I had 2 other women that were there that witnessed this, and they were friends on that channel that woman came from, and they were able to identify what was going on. But that's not the first time I had that happen. There was another chick that started some shit with me. So basically what they'll do is they'll come in, like that girl came in earlier. She came in, you don't like black women, do you? That's what it is. They'll come in like that, and that's how they build their narrative. I don't know where they get this thing at, like everybody's so jealous of them. Like, honestly, what do I have the gain of being jealous of a bitch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get it. What I'd like, I guess it was trying to bring up Tisa Tell. I'm like, bitch, if I wanted to come in the courtroom, I could come in the courtroom. You want to be Hollywood. That's not my ambitions. See, bitch, I done already did Hollywood and all that shit. I done already did the cars. I did the hotel rooms. I done did all that shit. You understand what I'm saying? I done did the resorts. I done did the trips over here, there, da, 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 in a way that you'll never do it. See, it's a different vibe when you say what you want to about Diddy, but when you walking in a club with superstars, it's a different vibe than if you just go in there and y'all all came from a hotel. Y'all niggas is sharing. You know what I'm saying? Every nigga got $40 on the room. You understand? So it is what it is. I need y'all to double tap that like button, hit that screen, man. Let me share this a little bit more too. Get some of the lucrative people in here. I need the poor folks and haters to stay here too. All poor folks and haters stay in here too, though. Hopefully, I don't read long comments unless you donate or hit the like button. I can't prove either one of those, so I can't read your comment. I'm sorry. Yeah. So, many of y'all know, if I don't see the likes go up, if I don't get no donations, I usually just stop reading comments. So, this is the point where I'm not reading any more comments. So, if you want your comment read, make sure you donate. I think I gave you an hour, 40 minutes to do it. Nobody wanted to do that, so it is what it is. I'm gonna continue talking though, but I just won't be reading any more comments. Okay. All right. And if somebody donates and keeps it up, then I'll start reading the comments again. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. I can't read the comments. Like I said, Cash App is right there on the screen. I'll enlarge just a little bit more. Yeah, because this is exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of, one thing I know about African Americans, they always want something for nothing, and they always want to take care of girls first, which is the oddest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like the men, it's partially their fault because as men, when they grow up, they never ever question the women. They just kind of like let them do what they want to do. And you'll notice there's no other culture out there that does that except for them. So you'll get these girls that now their attitude is, I can say whatever I want to. These girls will hurt you. And I know y'all don't believe me, but they'll hurt you. They'll try to send you to jail. They'll try to get you locked up. They'll try to get you harmed or whatever, whatever. And so these same chicks will be talking about, you better stay away from them white girls. You better stay away from them Latina girls. Or they'll be trying to superimpose and point out when them girls do shit to a black dude. But if you look at the numbers, the bitch has always got you in court, Keisha. The chick that's always got you with a motherfucking fucking summons for court, Keisha. You understand what I'm saying? The chick that's always suing somebody, Keisha. The chick that's always motherfucking running around getting loud, jumping in people's face, Keisha. You understand what I'm saying? The person that's running around starting rumors about you online, Keisha. The person that's running around telling people don't donate to you, Keisha. The person that's running around talking about, yo, them kids ain't his, Keisha. The person is running around talking about this nigga gay, that nigga gay, this nigga gay, but got a whole bunch of gay male friends, Keisha. Now, Keisha is not inclusive of all black women, but there is an archetype of this bitch named Keisha, aka Top Thought. You understand what I'm saying? There's one of the ones that goes to, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, don't worry about them, man. They've been here. Thank you very much. I'm gonna read his comment. Echo Bullies. Thank you very much. But I stopped. Yeah, I got a new trajectory. I keep the live going. I just stopped reading the comments because, like I said, you got a culture of African Americans, and then they preached it on to other races that you should not support anybody. It's a very manipulative system, but they have shown that you shouldn't support anybody but the women in the culture. This is why I'm trying to tell the men, you need to start deviating from these bitches. These bitches don't want to partner with you, nigga. They want supremacy over you. They want you to be a slave to them and a robot to them, just like a white, like they are corporate America to whites. And these men, they're voluntarily going along with it. They're like, yeah, that's it. I just want to be a bitch for the rest of my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. So there's no talking to the men. You see, you know that I very rarely. Let me tell you something. You would think in all the talking I'm doing, and you see the men writing in the comment section, you would think I would have a ton of likes, right? You think I have a ton of donations, right? I have two black men within, and I'm not even sure if they're black men. They might be black women portraying to be black men because a lot of them do it. But I have two black men literally in the past 3 months. And I know this because you can look at the thing on Cash App. Two. Just two. One multiple times. But I've only had two black men donate to me in the past 3 months. So now I don't speak for them motherfuckers. Them motherfuckers won't even come here and hit the like button. They're weak. Like they're weak. You understand what I'm saying? Like not all of them, but at least 80% of them. They're weak as fuck. So it's like, and I don't mean weak like you a punk or you a sucker. I'm talking about just weak minded, not for me. You know what I mean? So I tend like to avoid even mingling or conversating for a long time with black dudes because I ultimately know how they think. And the way they think is they're always sitting in the back of their mind hoping for your demise. They don't want to see it's very rare that you'll get black American men that want to see you win. The majority of them want to see you lose. How do I know this? Because working in the music industry, you see the epitome of it. The epitome. And so especially when you're riding around or you're or hanging around with a whole bunch of rich people. Like I give you an example. We used to go to Miami or whatever state we was in, Arizona, Cali, whatever, and like you could feel the difference. Like and that's why I was explaining earlier. It's like how can I explain? I'm not reading comments anymore unless somebody donates or hit the like button. So you just waste your time writing comments to me. I'm not gonna read them. And respectfully, I'm just not gonna read them. I've been here for an hour and 30 minutes, and like somebody said earlier, I only got 39 likes, but there's over 100 something plus people in the chat room. You understand what I'm saying? Only women can get cash apps online. You know, only women can sit around and tell the story. They can also lie, be hypocrites, form little misandry parties daily online with other races of women. But and it's funny too because some of the same bitches that were sitting back talking about watch out for white women is now sitting down with white women. Maybe I should start pulling up them videos, huh? Wonder how Nancy would feel. She heard talking about how white and cracker Kim Kardashian is, right? I wonder if Nancy would like that. Now, I'm not a sucker like that. Get your money. I don't never try to stop nobody from getting money, but African Americans will try to stop you from getting money. Trust me on that. That's a new thing. They get that from bitches. Now they're gonna try to financially strain you. So, you know, with people with a culture like that, who needs the KKK, right? Nah, maybe you don't see it, but I see it. These niggas are slaves. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Y'all make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. Unfortunately, like I said, we won't be reading any more comments, so I'll read them, but I'm not reading them out loud. Sorry. You know what I mean? So you're wasting your time. The Cash App's right up on the screen. Double tap the screen and hit the like button. Maybe it'll change, but as of right now, we're just talking, just having a conversation. If that bothers you, you more than inclined to leave and do whatever you want to. But what I'm not going to do is, I'm not going to sit up here and keep playing myself and having niggas that are really this jealous. Oh shit! Niggas that are really just jealous. Niggas that are really just envious in one way or another or fashion being the primary people that have come up trying to detour other people from getting bread and getting right or whatever, whatever. I just find that funny. The other day when I was down at the courthouse, same thing happened. I'm like, I've been doing this, see the courthouse stuff, I've been doing that shit for 2 years. The first case that I covered was the Jonathan Majors case. So somebody trying to act like I'm just brand new. No, them niggas is brand new with this. They're following behind me and other bloggers like Byron and a few other ones. They never did this stuff. Most of these vloggers are just sitting down at the courthouse right now. They were in their rooms. They were in their bedrooms, literally in their bedrooms. You go back and look at every last one of them 6 months ago, even 3 months, matter of fact, 2 months ago. And you tell me your favorite vlogger is every last one of them that's down there. Go and look and see what they were doing 2 months ago. What was their setup 2 months ago? What you'll see one thing lateral that's every last one of them almost is they all were sitting in their bedroom. And I never came outside. I'm the one that was always somewhere recording. You know what I mean? So what they do is they come over and they look at your channel and they'll see what you're doing. They'll be like, oh, I could do that too. No, you won't do it the way I do it. You know what I mean? And the thing about me, I keep changing it up. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, y'all more than welcome to stay here right now. It's about something else other than that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I just, if you're wondering why I have so much faith in myself is because I've come to the reality of one thing that you guys haven't. And that's this fake togetherness, this fake morality shit that's going on with African Americans. It's just like, and it's all stemming from anger from bitter women or men that have been raised by these bitter women by themselves. And it's sickening. It's like a mass grand pretending acting type of deal going on. It's like it's weird. It's like yeah, I see everybody like I know like I live in Connecticut, right? So I know that fake voice when I hear it. Like oh my god, like there's like different tiers. Let me tell you the white people in Connecticut. So if you live here, you know this. We had like four different sets of white people here. We have like blue collar white people that work real hard. They'll work at like places like EB, places like that, or whatever, whatever. Traditional white folks, not middle class, but not poor. Then we have a second type of white person that works here that's in abundance, that's usually moderately or heavily opulent. Then we have a third type of white person that's here that's kind of like the, I don't know, the stoner slash cokehead slash rehab. My parents got a lot of money still. Then you got the same version of that, but they come from poverty. So that's basically the four type of motherfuckers you got that are white in Connecticut. And you notice three of them I mentioned either kind of have money or do have money in reality, right? So I grew up around these people. I know how they are. What you'll get is you'll get people that come from the opposite areas, like urban areas and urban backgrounds, and they've never been around white Americans a day in their life. Not in a preponderance, not in excess, if you understand what I'm saying here. And if you're a white American, you know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. You know, there was black people and Latin people and Asian people that you grew up with. And then there was another, and you accepted them. Then there was another type that you automatically had your motherfucking headlights on when you saw these hood type tendencies in them, or they wasn't able to convey information without using, you know what I'm saying, type of shit. How the heck do you lose? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's just how these people are. I told you it's turning into TikTok. Yeah, I told you that. How do you lose a like? He peeped that too. I will read that comment. Yeah, it happens all the time. This is what it is. It is what it is. Like I said, most of the people on here are either misandrist, anti-Diddy, male misand. Like I don't look for none of these people to help me. That's why I said I'm not reading no more comments. That's the only way I can combat shit. Like at one time, y'all saw in my chat room there was over 160 people in here. I told them to hit the like button, and 20 people took off. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of these people that are following me, they follow me on behalf of their favorite bloggers or whatever the case may be, so they can run back and tell them something. Then that favorite blogger comes over here. It's like childish games, but they try to pretend like they're adults. You understand what I'm saying? Like one of your favorite female vloggers, she tries to pretend like she's so mature. If you just listen to her voice, you can tell this bitch is heavily immature. Anybody that takes her seriously is immature as well. So, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, but the thing is, Jennifer, food for life ain't free, bitch. Bitch, I'm gonna keep talking. Nah, I ain't gonna keep talking with you here. Nah, we good. Fuck Jennifer. I told that bitch to hit the like button, the motherfucker donate. That bitch ain't hit nothing. That bitch probably an op too. Let me tell you something. The most conniving evil bitches come in the form of being nice. I done tried to tell y'all niggas that before. I'm gonna tell y'all again. The most conniving evil bitches come with a smile. But la gente latino, tú sabes, no claro la mente, no. The most clever bitches you will ever meet in your life come with a smile. The most hideous. The Medusa was one of the most, her and her Gorgon sisters. A lot of y'all don't know that. Medusa had two sisters. They were Gorgons. They ended up being Gorgons, which is AKA Brit. Dog, my Cash App been the same thing for 6 years. He talking about my Cash App ain't coming up. Don't get in here lying. I'd rather you just not write nothing. Don't lie, though. Okay? Don't lie. All right? That's another thing black dudes do. They lie a lot. You lie to the bitches. That's why these bitches is out here doing what they doing now, because you spent years lying to them. Don't get up on here lying to me, man. It's too early in the morning to be lying to a nigga. If you don't want to donate, don't donate, okay? It doesn't bother me. You're black. I know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? We're good, all right? We're good. So, but the Cash App don't come up. That's what I say. Cash App in 6 years. It's okay. There's a link. This is the funny thing. There's a link directly to the Cash App in the description box. So, you know, listen, man, you ain't got a lot to kick it. It's okay. It's all right. You're not the first person that's written that. I had a woman for a straight year, this black woman. Let me tell you how they do when they pick you or don't like you or do like you. I had this black woman for a straight year. I mean, a straight year, 10 months. Say, I can't donate. I don't have Cash App. Okay, bitch, you done had 10, 11 months to download Cash App. This is not, I'm not your nigga. We're good. We're good. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Once you start that my nigga shit, I'm not your nigga. I'm not your friend, and I'm not a nigga. esa puta sucia negro ahí, sean americano. Nah, we ain't doing that. See what I mean? First thing they want to do, my nigga. No, I'm not your nigga. I'm not. But she sat there for a year and was like, yo, if you could get Vimo, I could probably donate to you. So then she would be like, oh, I missed you going live. That was the first excuse. I missed you going live. My old subscribers remember this. This was the bitch that claimed she was a doctor, right? And she made $80,000 a year and more after I called her out for what, before she didn't make $80,000 a year, but when I called out, all of a sudden she was a doctor and shit. I don't know, y'all go figure. So anyway, I'm gonna show you how a lot of these black women operate and men. So what they'll do is they'll come into your chat room. That means they don't really like you. I'm sorry, this thing is blowing in my eye. If they really don't like you, what they'll do is they'll pretend like they like you. A lot of these black women, they learn. I learned the same thing in college. I mean, I didn't learn it, but I made sure that I adapted it to my mentality. A lot of these black women that claim they're educated and they go to college, what y'all are missing is a lot of them involve themselves in a side mission with psychology. So they study psychology on the side mission here. And they use that reverse psychology not only in marketing, which I come from. If y'all don't know, when I worked for Bad Boy Entertainment, it was in the marketing department. They'll use that reverse psychology, which has always been used in different pillars of vertical integration and synergy. But what they'll do is they'll use it against their own race of men. And so what they'll do is you get a girl that goes in and she goes in for advertising as a major, but she has a minor in psychology. She'll start using that to manipulate people. White women have been doing this for a very long time. That's why you'll see certain, I don't know, I think it became more steam around about like 2014, 15. But privy to that, before that, it really hadn't been used in wide knowledge. But now you have girls who'll get online, they'll use the information they know or things like that. I've seen it played a million times. They'll bet on you not knowing something so they can play off of it. And they'll bet on the fact that they'll automatically know that you're stupid. A lot of black American women think that black American men are stupid or you're less intelligent than them. You understand what I'm saying? No, I don't do that nigga shit. I don't do that king shit. I'm none of that. I'm none of that. Don't attach me with that. Because we was all kings and queens, including yourself. Y'all niggas would have hit the cash app and hit the like button. There is no kings and queens. I don't like that fake shit. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not nobody's brother. I'm just a nigga you're listening to. You understand what I'm saying? I'm just a nigga you're listening to. That's why I don't get into that online friend shit. Because what happens is these niggas will be on here calling you king and all this shit or whatever. They'll never donate a motherfucking dollar to you. That's what I'm talking about, this bitch right now. So this bitch sat up there and kept me going for a year and was sitting there listening to everything I was saying, right? And I was watching other people contribute to the channel and everything like that. But I want to home in on this bitch because I'm going to tell you how this game go. And so she would turn around, and then one day I just got tired of it. And I just said, yo, bitch, you've been saying for a year you was going to donate something. And I'm not even mad, bitch. I mean, I really went at her. I said, bitch, I ain't really even mad that you ain't donated. It's just the fact that you keep carrying on talking about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's more bothersome. I can live. Bitch, I don't know you. So if you leave the channel, it's all good. You know what I mean? But don't sit here with my crowd and everybody's viewing you. And she didn't even realize this. Everybody's viewing you. So as you're writing that shit in the chat room, everybody's looking at your name and shit like that. I've seen them do it on other people's channels too, like black and Latin people. Black and white people. For some reason, that's like their little funny. They like to go into people's chats. I would donate to you, but your cash app doesn't work. I would donate to you, but I don't have it. Now, if you really wanted to, you would. And if you don't, you don't. That's cool. We cool. We cool. One thing I've learned in this new world that's female centric to black American women and every fucking narrative they want to put across to make themselves victims nowadays, the ones that participate in that type of behavior, is that you're not going to get any support from them. And moving forward, I'm trying to tell these black dudes, you need to stop putting your faith in these women. These women hate you. They hate you. And unless you agree with them and ready to take a bending knee, they're not going to respect you. And instead of the men standing up, they'll do just like they're doing under them, and they will attack other men if they won't follow under these bitches. It's sad out here, dog. It's sad. That's why I don't connect with new black dudes like that at all. I say what's up to you, whatever, keep it moving. Fake, we king shit, yo king, yo brother. No, don't call me none of that shit, nigga. Niggas that all the time. Be like, yo, where was you when I was covering the shit for Black History Month last year? What was your support then? Or what was your support when I went over there when Malcolm X was killed at? What was your support then? Or where was your support? What was the brothers in the, you get no answers. No, what they really support and what you have to really pay attention to is the Black community supports gossiping. That's what they support. And that's all they're going to financially support you on. The funny thing about it is this. The funny thing about it is, just like that person right there, that's why the chat went down, because they were trying to flag me. They will attack you like they attacking Puff. They will attack your character. They will lie on you. A lot of these African Americans that you have nowadays are worse than neo Nazis. In fact, they almost embody all the tenets of neo Nazis, and you have to be careful of them. So, for the last time, and I'll say it again, I don't like. There was something I could have done today. I said, let me get up early to see who support me and who don't. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? So, why put forth an effort? Get yourself, you know what I'm saying, ready and do whatever. I spent $175 on Thursday and Friday. Ain't nobody come in and donate $10 to me. So, you know what I'm saying? They'll write a million things in your chat room and try to kick it with you and shit like that or whatever. That's why I tell niggas after an hour and a half or an hour, you can't hit the like button. There was one point in here at the beginning of my, because I'm trying to show you how the game go was it comes to misandry, black women that hate black men or men that look like them. This whole puffy thing has really sunk their teeth into it, because this is a real time to exert to the world why they hate niggas. Y'all ain't even feeling it. Most of these personalities, most of these commentators, most of these lawyers they have come in or whatever. If you pay very close attention, one of the things you're going to see is they always have a white contributor along with them. You understand what I'm saying? Meaning there's a white man or a white woman. You understand what I'm saying? And they got a nigga or stepping fetching right next to them to validate all the bullshit that they want to say. And they leave it quite open for articulation and interpretation. They leave it wide open. But most of the time, the nigga and the solidarity of trying to be one and be accepted is going to give you the worst example that they could possibly give you, that they wouldn't use the same motherfucking they would use caution if it came to somebody from any other race. And if you're gonna say, oh, I don't notice that, I don't pay attention to that, and you're still over there supporting bitches like that, well, it's because you're pussy hungry. There's a lot of pussy hungry men out here that depend on women. You understand? And because there's so many of you pussies, when it comes to the African American culture, I can't really count. You know how many of these bitch ass niggas count on women? I went through suffering just so I would ever have to depend on a woman. Like literally, I went through suffering. I said I'd rather suffer than when I was going through a little rust spot doing the pandemic thing. I said I'd rather deal with a rust spot. And there was chicks like, yo, you come stay with me. I was like, nah, I don't live with chicks. I've never lived off chicks, son. I'm not living off no fucking chicks. But there's some niggas that are comfortable with that. And so, and the older they get, the worse it get. Because now you like 40, 50, 60 with no rental history. Now you looking crazy. You understand what I'm saying? Nobody's going to rent to you. Nobody's going to give you a loan. What you been doing for the past 25 years? You mean you ain't been on nobody's lease or nothing like that? Imagine trying to explain to somebody you 45, 46, 47 years old why you ain't got no rental history. So the part of the problem is most of these men, and that's why I know I won't get any financial support from them, they're dependent on women. You know what I'm saying? That's what y'all don't get. A lot of these guys are dependent on women, and a lot of these women are dependent on the state. So yeah, we're good with that shit. I gave up that shit trying to reach out to the black community a long time ago. It will get you nowhere. It will get you people that join the side of you. If you get 15% of the people in there that are true and honest and good people, you're lucky. Because the majority of them, they go for gossip, they go for tearing each other down, they go for beating each other down, and now they've got the how can I say it? They get the opportunity to get on a major platform. They're going to tap dance even more. That's just what it is. So that's why I keep trying to tell you, don't y'all believe these niggas when they get online, they be talking about, yeah, this person's bad and they're part of the Illuminati and all this, that. When you want to indoctrinate yourself into the same world via YouTube. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all don't peep the game, I peep the game. But, Those that don't peep the game and just try to acknowledge off the game and get strong off the game, always doomed to fail. It's never fail. You understand what I'm saying? Only true motherfucking bosses gonna understand what I'm talking about. Sometimes the real bosses gotta let shit pass through. I'm just letting things pass. Now, I want to talk about something when it comes to old Cassie here that I think a lot of y'all might want to hear from me or whatever. Yeah, I don't do all that king talk. Some dude wrote in here, yeah, it's niggas king, and I'm like, man, fuck that shit. All that niggas shit and back to Africa shit is just what it is, a bunch of bullshit. Niggas use that shit as a stepping mechanism to get in your mind so they can control you and can control your thoughts. I keep trying to tell you, a lot of these blacks that are out here preaching to y'all actually studied reverse psychology. You know why Dr. Umar Johnson is so good at what he does? Because he's a psychologist. Like I said, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? Now, let me show y'all something real quick. I want to talk about this hoe real quick because she's become a topic of interest. I ain't like this bitch since she said that slick shit about Ack, and she said that slick shit about motherfucking Cam and them. I don't like this bitch. No more evidence. No more testimony. No more evidence. No more testimony. Then let us find the whitest, light-skinned black man we can find. The members of the jury and get him to talk real serious about Sean Diddy Combs. This is tap dancing. Now, what's the problem here? This is NBC New York, right? This is NBC New York, right? And who did they pick to come up here? You'll notice once again. Big because it's included in RICO, but it also, as you mentioned, there's black woman number one breaking the story down, as well what they're talking about, trying to talk articulate. People that usually talk like that and they over articulate like that is because they're trying to hide the fact that they come from shitty backgrounds. Then they'll segue. Signed a non-prosecutorial agreement, but is cooperating. I know it's speculative, but possible. Then they'll switch over to a white man. And that might explain why the government didn't call. And that validates anything that anybody said. Then after they do that, they'll go back. And now they'll bring in I think they may hold their nose, both at the end black of the day, women. That's the problem with federal criminal defense. It is hold on, wait for it, especially when the government has so now they got two in front black of women, the jury. So I think one black dude that looks like he's white, and a white dude to narrate the whole story. And look at how happy she is. See how happy her face is? She's sitting next to that white man. Look how happy she is. Look how happy she is. Y'all don't see Lauren LaRosa with that grin on her face? She is so happy to be there. Look at her. Look at her smiling. Look at her smiling. She is so elated to be there right now. This is how you know what I'm talking about. Hold on, I'm going to show you some more. Fuck Lauren LaRosa, you bitch. Hold on one second. Any bitch that sit down like that and sit down with niggas is not to be trusted. Fuck Lauren LaRosa. Tell her I said it too, Charlamagne. And fuck anybody support that bitch. Hold on one second. I don't like bitches like that. Hold on, I'm going to show you another one. When y'all start seeing this shit for what it is and y'all start understanding what I'm talking about, they are picking these bitches up and these bitches are being opportunist because the pure simple fact there's money in it. And evidently in the YouTube world, the only people that can make money off of this is people that are anti-Diddy and particularly female. There's niggas down there that's anti-Diddy and ask them what their cash apps look like. Ask them. These bitches have made a business off of pimping Diddy. So they talking about motherfucking Diddy pimping women, but in reality, these bitches is pimping the women too, and pimping Diddy. Diddy's name at the very least. Here goes another one right here. And like I said, you'll keep seeing the same things. Hold on one second. I just want to pull this up on the news because it was 3 or 4 of them that I saved. Hold on one second. I want y'all to see this. And then y'all start getting what I'm talking about here. They are using these bitches for the moment and for the story. And these chicks, they really believe, oh, this is gonna be my big deal right here. And I swear to God to you, on my mama, right? If I start seeing California vloggers and shit like that getting motherfucking hired, you understand what I'm saying? above New Yorkers getting hired at some of these major outlets, and your company, your media outlet is here in New York, and you're not giving New Yorkers opportunities? Have y'all not noticed that Lauren LaRose, fuck Lauren LaRosa, first of all, fuck that bitch. If you haven't noticed, that bitch came in here late in the game. That's for one. Number two, who the fuck is that bitch? Because you was beefing with Jess Hilarious? Nobody would even give a fuck who you are if you was beefing with Jess Hilarious. So fuck Lauren LaRose. And bitch, fuck you and fuck everybody who live around you, bitch. I don't like you. For real. And if I get the opportunity, I'm going to tell you to your face. Hold on 1 second. I want y'all to see the pattern here. Because it's a pattern to this shit. You keep seeing the same shit. Here we go. This bitch right here. I was looking for her shit. Here's another bitch I don't like. You'll see the same thing. This bitch will jump on her channel. Now look at this lily ass bitch right here.
Injuries from after a freak off had not even healed.
Y'all know this, bro?
Prosecutors say this wasn't just damage control. It was a deliberate effort by Diddy's
Does this woman look like she hang around niggas?
The enterprise.
Does she look like somebody? Do you think this bitch right here is going to invite you? Do you think that bitch right there is going to invite you to her home with her kids there? Do you really, really think that this bitch? Do you think this bitch was really listening to bad boy albums or even listening to rap music? Yet and still, she is a fucking expert. And what she does is just like the rest of them. They'll bring a nigga gal on there to back them up. In this case, they brought a nigga bro on there. Who was that? God damn it, I like Sean too. But they need a nigga face. And I like this nigga. This nigga's cool. You know what I'm saying? For the most part. He kind of turned up the other day because you heard I was down there, so all of a sudden all his shit go to heavily, Puff's heavily guilty. But it's whatever. It's whatever. But you'll notice a pattern again. This man is LBGTQ. He talks like a woman. You understand what I'm saying? And he seems like he's harmless. So of course he will be up there. Are you following the pattern now? White face as a lead, black face as a motherfucking co-pilot. I'll show you again. So I know a lot of y'all not getting this. I understand. Let me show y'all again. Once again, I saw this nigga down there Thursday. This suck ass nigga. You suck ass bitch nigga. This nigga right here. I can't stand this bitch ass nigga. This nigga was down at the courthouse Thursday. I could have did him dirty if I was somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I could have did him dirty if I was somebody else. This nigga. You don't see nothing else? Once again, white face, black, motherfucking co-pilot. Y'all need some more of it? All right, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I got you. Daddy got you. Don't worry about it. Because y'all not getting the game. 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 Even on TMZ, it's the same thing. Harvey Levin, and then what? It's a black sidekick. No offense, Harvey. You understand what I'm saying? But I want to show y'all this shit so y'all understand. You understand? Once again, you'll see the same thing here. White lead. That's the main talking about the case. Then they'll go back to the studio. And then you'll see the same thing. White lead, black sidekick. It's her story. Still don't believe me? Here, I'll show you again. I'm just going to random once until y'all get it and peep the fucking game of what they're doing. Same thing. White lead. What will they do? This is a whole different one here.
I think this is what they're trying to hear what we know. How did you know to go in? Well, there she talks about Anton, someone.
Hold on 1 second.
Now she's
same thing. Oops, hold on 1 second.
It's called, and it's about to blow your mind. It's an AI video.
Same thing. See anything familiar here?
Actual ones and watching it. How does that
black woman sitting next to him.
Reading it is so horrible, but you're gonna go watch it as well.
She's not participating.
White woman sitting in the middle of the table as the lead.
It's not like she knew what she was walking into. She walked into this hotel room, and all of a sudden she sees.
Now she starts looking at the white woman. White woman, please be on my side. You got to pay attention. See how she went from him. She's trying to convince him, and now she's looking at the white woman trying to get her to side with her. Once again, you'll notice
after, I believe, a June 2024 altercation,
the one that looks the most white always leads the conversation. Y'all need some more? Let me show you some more. And you will see this over and over and over and over again in the past couple of weeks. And I'm like, why is nobody paying attention to this? They are using niggas Look, I don't even know this motherfucker. You'll see the same thing here. Look, I just picked this one randomly.
Was a half day of proceedings.
Once again,
But the week really
what do you
started
see?
with a big development, and that was
Woman of color,
when juror number
white
6
man,
was dismissed.
white woman. Y'all don't see
Talk
it?
about that and
Y'all
why
see
did
it?
that juror get dismissed?
Y'all don't see it, man. I'm making up
Well,
shit.
it's not that unusual that a juror gets dismissed, but if a juror is stirring up trouble,
I'm making this up. Hold on, I'll keep going.
There's controversy.
Here's another one. I don't know these people.
The longer
What do you
the
see
jurors
familiar
deliberate,
here?
the better it is for the defense, and the more likely
What do you see
we're looking at
familiar
a hung
here?
jury or just a conviction.
I
on
can't make this
prostitution.
up. Maybe you're slow. I'm not slow. Here's another one. This is NBCLA. I don't know none of these outlets. You understand what I'm saying? What do you see here? Hold on one second. We'll see if they got. Nope, they didn't get past it either. Caught it.
Other investigations
What do you see
and
here?
other potential trials move forward? Probably not, Robert, because the statutes of limitations.
See what I'm saying?
have been
Like you
expiring
can't
one by
escape
one.
this shit. Hold on, I'll go
Jury
here.
deliberation.
Same thing.
Insight into how they've reacted when they see some of this
What do you
evidence.
see here?
Yeah, so it's an interesting jury breakdown. There was 8 men, 4 women. It's a pretty racially diverse jury as well. And by the
Pretty
time I got
racial
to the
diverse.
courtroom, I
Yo,
see
and that's the shit that kills me the most. When you hear a black woman say, yeah, it's pretty racially diverse. I think he'll be okay. You hoes sit around and talk about y'all the victims of all kinds of shit all the time. And yet and still, y'all talking about the courtroom is diverse and you think it'll be fair? Remember that when it comes to you. A lot of men are going to pay attention to what they're seeing. I can keep going here. Y'all want me to keep going? Write the guess in the chat room if y'all want me to keep going. I can show y'all some more. Here's another one. I don't even know who this broad is.
Have actually showed up in the courtroom, sat in a chair, sworn to tell the truth before a jury, and given testimony that would support that. And so it really just seems where the most serious of charges, and the one where prosecutors have the most discretion, is the one where it seems like they overcharged and basically.
She actually on the side, so we can't count her.
We're just hours away from closing arguments in the trial. Again, consider the charges.
Once again,
now, as
black
part of that,
female
we did
head.
something rather interesting.
And what would she do? Instead of getting a man,
Were I the judge, we've been talking about this case.
watch the same thing. She'll start staring at the white man longly in his face, joking, touching hands.
Tonight. Listen, from the beginning, we've been talking about this case. They overcharged it. They came out guns blazing.
And I can dig that, but you see the same thing. White man, black woman. I'll keep showing you over and over and over until y'all get it. You're seeing the same thing. They are controlling the fuck out of this. Look, they go again. I don't even know who the fuck these niggas
We're
are.
part of an intimate relationship, and
Well, let's see. They ain't had no niggas on this one. This is Fox. That's why now I was playing.
but if he didn't discredit her in closing argument, then
That might not be why they had no niggas on it. You know what I'm saying? Fox will be fucking with niggas like that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Fox. I'm just playing. But as you're seeing, I'm just randomly pressing joints, and I'm giving you the same example of what you're seeing every time. And every time what you're seeing is you're seeing a black woman in the middle and the center of these conversations for some reason or another when it comes to a black man, and she's always repeatedly trying to tear down and talk about why he's guilty, except for that last one, Miss Monique. That I don't think that's what she was doing. But and like I said, out of all those women I showed, she was the only one that wasn't doing that. She was showing a caveat of there may or may not be innocence or whatever. I'm not saying necessarily Puff is innocent or whatever, or he's gonna walk away scot-free. I don't know. But one thing I do know is this much. I know that there's a contingency of women out here that believe in these 3 lying bitches that sat on that stage. And I don't give a fuck what nobody say. A lot of people were mad at Mark Agnifilio and said Mark Agnifilio was wrong for condemning Cassie and talk about Cassie. This bitch was out there busting down, nigga. She continued to bust down. There are fucking, and I wanna read these verbatim. I don't even want to guess on them. I want to read them verbatim so you can hear them for yourself. All right, so you can hear them for yourself. Because I'm tired of talking about this and it's getting boring now. Like, This whole thing is getting boring. I even want it to be over. I don't want to see none of these people here. Some of them, yo, man, y'all more than welcome to stay in the city, man. Just be on your P's and Q's. You know what I'm saying? You more than welcome to stay here in the city. A couple of motherfuckers, nigga, a day or two after this shit is gone, you should be gone. You heard? A day after two after this is done, you should be gone. I want y'all to hear this real quick. Messages between Combs and Cassie, both romantic and lurid, the focus of the fourth day of testimony in the Manhattan courtroom. Defense attorney Anna Stovia wrote that Combs wrote while Cassie, wait a minute, 1 second. Look at that, ain't that crazy? These niggas can have a donate button, but niggas is in my chat room talking about I'm fucked up. Ain't that crazy? Oh, shit. Anyway, Anna Estovia, while Cassie recited her own messages about what she wanted to do during the freak-offs, Cassie's testimony will resume on Friday. While Cassie, whose legal name is Cassandra, had left the compelled participant, okay, here it is. In August 2009, Combs asked what she wanted her next encounter to be, and she replied, I'm always ready to freak off. 2 days later, Cassie sent an explicit message, and he replied in the eager anticipation. She responded, me too. I just want to be uncontrollable. Later that year, however, she also sent Combs messages that she was frustrated with the state of their relationship and needed something more for him than sex. In a 2017 text message, Cassie told Combs, I love our freak-offs when we both want it. On the stand Thursday, Cassie explained, I would say loving freak-offs were just words at that point. Cassie complained at one point that the jurors wasn't hearing the full context of the messages, and the defense was highlighting, saying there's a lot we skipped over. Combs' attorney presented Cassie with sexual texts she had sent before a 2016 encounter at a Los Angeles hotel, where Combs was caught on surveillance kicking and dragging her in the hallway. Cassie said she wanted to get the encounter over with in order to keep Combs happy and avoid a scene ahead of a movie career she was attending days later. So it goes, there's a rumor that's out there, and I heard it brought up, where they said, well, at some point or another, Cassie and her dealing with Diddy, that she started getting to the point where she was preemptively saving things. And what I mean by that is she was saving things basically because she had a long-standing trajectory. This is what she was going to do, maybe perhaps sue or something like that. I don't know. But evidently, a lot of people are pointing that out, and they think that. So theoretically, let's just say theoretically. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Let me share. It tends to happen sometimes. Don't worry about it. That's why I told you, don't worry about subscribers and all. One thing y'all learn from watching my page, subscribers are worthless. Don't put any value. If it's not a subscriber that you know that's like coming in and doing things like writing your Cash App, or a subscriber that's not hitting the like button, or it's a subscriber that won't donate to you or whatever, don't show them any love. Just be like, fuck them. And don't be scared to go and get rid of these motherfuckers. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always make it a thing on a daily notion to get rid of at least 100 motherfuckers. My count should be 29,000, 29K now. Since I kept on getting rid of people, it keeps deducing down and more and more and more and more and more. Because I'll go into YouTube Studio and I'll just remove people. And that's what you should do too. If you see people that are hovering around or writing comments and not, beneficial to you in any other way, don't worry about that. They'll sit here for tons of time. See how I just lost 7? Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. You see how I just lost 8 people because I was saying the truth to y'all? This is why I try to tell y'all. You're living in a world nowadays where people are liars and manipulators. You understand what I'm saying? The YouTube is the new playground for them. It used to be TikTok. Now all them shitty motherfuckers are moving over here to YouTube. So that's why you're seeing this. Give me a second. Let me just... I was going to do something with y'all today. I'm still going to be it because that don't make no sense. Why go live for these people for? I have horrible. They don't want to learn anything, everything they like. I never started this page to get more followers. I came here to tell some stories and tell some things or whatever, and I had to unfortunately back away from that. I'm about to hop off. I don't sit here. I don't sit here for no 2 hours. I could be doing other things. I got other shit to do. So I'll conclude like this. A lot of y'all will understand what I was talking about. Some of y'all not. Some of y'all came here to listen to certain elements or whatever. Some of y'all just don't get what I'm saying. Some of y'all just so brainwashed that that's just the way y'all think. And please stay the fuck away from me, for one. I don't like brainwashed people. Number two, it's a goddamn shame, man, that a lot of you men are going to be quite surprised when you start realizing your own women do not love you. Okay? They do not love you, and they are not your friends, and they have every intention, and I do mean every intention, of getting you the fuck out the way, however they may do it. Now, you don't have to believe me, and you could be like, be like that dumb new boyfriend, the dumb new boyfriend be like, oh, she won't do like that. Yes, nigga, she'll do you like that too. But it is what it is. I don't get frustrated, y'all. I just get, how can you say, bewildered by the fact that and one thing I've learned out of this whole Puff thing, I speak from the heart. If one thing I've learned from this whole Puff thing, and like what I showed y'all, how there's so many black women involved online, and how I feel, there's so many black women involved online that are taking part in this, trying to tear him down, but they wasn't anywhere to be found or even spoke a word, including white women, about Harvey Weinstein. That's what I said about that bitch. What's her name? The false witness or whatever her name is. I don't like that bitch. Bitch, you had the opportunity to talk about Harvey Weinstein simultaneously as you put your thought and dedication into motherfucking Puff. And what you've seen, this white woman, along with a couple other white women, is they can make a whole bunch of money about talking about a nigga and invite some nigga gals over to help talk about that nigga and make money even under their noses. This bitch has been sued by somebody, from what I've gathered, and she needs $50,000. So she's been able to, this white woman in Louisiana has been able to captivate her audience and gather money out of them to help out with her legal expenses, which she had gotten sued for something or another before, if y'all did or didn't know. Isn't that crazy? White woman, online, making money. But the nigga that been down there for 8 months can't make a motherfucking time because I used to work for the company. Now, if you don't call that fucked up, I don't know what it is. So, no, nigga, I don't put my motherfucking faith in no black Americans no more. Fuck that shit. You have to be a fool if you did. It's a woman-centric culture. Women basically run that culture. The men that are within that culture are feminine themselves. So you're not going to win trying to be part of that community. If you want to win being part of that community, you're going to have to be a liar. You're going to have to be somebody that's quick to cut, tap dance, and coon to be accepted by those folks. And that's just what it is. This is who they are now. They're not the same proud people they once used to be. They side with whatever's the worst in society and then sit around and talk about, you can't tell me you a motherfucker that like Gorilla, you like Sexy Red, but Puff should go to jail. I'm going to say that for you one more time. You can't be a bitch that like Glorilla or like Sexy Red or Sexy Red's line of disgusting STD-based products that she set aside for your daughters and say Puff should go to jail. And I don't care how many tune up out of here. It doesn't fucking matter. I got what I needed out of you. I don't need no more than that. You got to start getting into a new mentality, black American men. You are by yourself. And don't you forget it. And whatever you got to do, if I can leave you with some words to black American guys, do whatever you got to do. Listen to me very carefully. Do whatever you got to do to get the fuck away. Because even if you find a good black chick, which is a lot of them out there, there's more bad ones than there's good ones. And so their influence is going to supersede your woman's good influence ultimately. I know it's hard for you to believe, but it's not. You have no motherfucking ups in having children with these women. Your child is going to go through hell. And you might not be able to see it right now. But if you look at the temperament of black Americans, look how they took it with me. You're going to start to see very quickly there's no benefits in joining with this culture. This is a criminal culture now. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to me very carefully. They only hold up, they're like bandits. Bandits hold up high liars, connivers, con artists, thieves, and motherfucking charlatans, and accusers and shamers. This is the type of people you have in the T sector. So if you just pay attention to the T sector, you pay attention to their behavior, you'll quickly understand these are nothing but con artists trying to trick us into believing something is other than what it is. And some people, they'll look at me and they'll be like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm confused because you can't stay in condition of the conversation with me. That's why. You understand? That's why a lot of people, they have these articulate conversations. Blah, 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 blah. None of that matters. That's not how the jury is thinking. Now, what do I think of these jury deliberations? I think what you're starting to see what I was talking about the whole time. And I would hope if the jury or people of the jury get to see this, I want you to take in light. We've got 3 separate times, the 3 different bitches and a nigga inclusive, all got up on the story and all got up on the stand and contrived the story, in my opinion, that was some bullshit. I told y'all before and gave y'all a steadfast example. I said, do you know how hard it is to dangle a motherfucker off the 17th floor? Like if you would have said, listen, on the 4th floor, you in trouble. On the 4th floor, you in trouble. On the 3rd floor, you in danger. On the 2nd floor, it's a hit or miss. But to dangle a motherfucker off the 17th floor, you best do it hands first, arms first, instead of legs first. Because if you're doing it hands up first and head up first, you probably stand a better chance you can get a better grip of a motherfucker. Now, depending on the material, and I don't know this for a fact, I'm just saying, I'm speculating. If you grab somebody and you hung a motherfucker off a 17th floor balcony, you run into a lot of different things in the elements. Number one, the wind. It's always going to wind up at that type of altitude of 17 feet. So it's probably not preferable that you motherfucking hold a motherfucker by his pants, especially if you got some slick pants on. You might not have took that in the court. Usually when you hang a motherfucker off a balcony, I've heard, if you hang a motherfucker off a balcony, right, you're usually doing it spontaneously. It's not like you preordained the hanging a motherfucker off a balcony. First of all, you got to know if a motherfucker will be outside for you to hang him off a balcony. Another thing that mattered too, what was the weather like? If it was raining outside and that person's pants were wet or something like that, or a little damp or whatever, you then still run the chances of a motherfucker slipping from 17 floors up. That's really, you just may want to scare him. You ain't really trying to kill a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Because if you was trying to kill him, you would have thrown him off the balcony. Listen, man, in New York City, you used to be able to go to the rooftops of buildings, right? A lot of people know this, especially folks that live down in the projects. I remember these days. You was able to go to the rooftops of buildings. You understand what I'm saying? They stopped letting niggas go to the rooftop of buildings because niggas was getting up there throwing niggas off the top of the roof. Niggas was getting up there sniping niggas with a pistol they ain't like. They was coming through the courtyard, pop, pop, then take off running inside the building. You would never know who did it. So they stopped. And niggas was up there getting their prostitute on and everything else. So they stopped opening the rooftops to a lot of these buildings. There's 1 or 2 of you can still go to. Like one of my mans, you can still go to the rooftop of his building, but for the most part, you can't go to rooftops of New York City buildings like that, like it used to be. You know what I mean? Not too long ago. And so a lot, yeah, this is the truth. Niggas was throwing niggas off the roofs. I'm trying to tell you, like, if you live in the tri-state, you know what I'm talking about. Like, niggas was literally getting found thrown off roofs. So if you was gonna throw a motherfucker off a balcony, that would make sense from the 17th floor. But to scare a motherfucker on the 17th floor, no, you running too many chances. You running too many. That's niggas be like, yo, da. And I said, that's a motherfucking lie. And I said it that day. I said, yeah, that's a motherfucking lie. And what came to find out, this bitch was lying. You can't dangle somebody from a 17th floor and you the size of Puff. Puff ain't too much bigger than me. I can't, listen, by myself, I cannot dangle a motherfucker from the 17th floor at that altitude. See, you got to realize something else. Gravity comes into play at a higher length, too. You understand what I'm saying? So, why you just write A in my motherfucking chat room, Steve? What's this right here? Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that $50 donation, man. All right, now I'm going live today. Now I'm going live with y'all. I appreciate that. Bama B, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. He wasn't no sucker nigga, man. He's still up in here. Did I burn that nigga? Okay, he kept it real. All right, I got him back in here. Bama B, I'm sorry, man. I be having niggas do shit like, 1 second, y'all. Let me go thank him real quick. He wasn't no fake nigga, y'all. He donated $50. That's a real one. Thank you, Bama B. If you still here, man, I left you in here, man. Yo, pardon me, B. I can admit my wrongs, shit too, man. Sometimes you just gotta realize people do shit like that to me all the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I feel you. That's why I unhid you, man. Yeah, niggas be doing shit like that to me all the time. That's why I explained that woman. That's why I be like, yo, I ain't worried about it because I very rarely have. I listen, in 3 months, I've only had one black American man donate to me. You understand what I'm saying? And I can't tell if he's a black American man or a woman, one or two. Ahmad L. Ahmad L comes in here and donates to me. The old gal, she comes in here and donates to me. And I have like 3 or 4 other people. That's it. Everybody else, they donate to women. And it's becoming more and more of a problem because the men who have disposable income won't even donate $5 or $10 to niggas that they what's the name, so it gets a perception to the women where them niggas don't even rock with each other. That's their biggest thing. The women are so precision based because they stick together, and the men, they're so unprecision based that they don't stick together. You understand? So that's another thing. But anyway, let me go back into this shit. So you dangling the motherfucker over 17 floors. 9 times out of 10, there's a whole bunch of things you got to take into consideration. Now, if it was nighttime like that, I'm imagining some chicks would have some pajamas on or something like that. Usually that's made of slippy fucking material. That's usually made of polyester, which is one of the most slipperiest motherfucking materials. Polyester, second in line after that would be, we call that shit start with an A. Not acetone. What the fuck is that shit? Another or some shit like that. But it's like usually mixed in with polyester. Polyester is a very slippery material, believe it or not. Then the next thing after that will be silk, another slippery material. So usually got a lot of silk pajamas. I'm trying to give y'all a point here. You know what I'm saying? If a chick had on her nightie, that's also usually made of like some type of polyester material, silk material, also slippery. So if you're dangling a motherfucker and you by yourself, and you're a multi-billionaire at the time that this shit happened, probably your best privy wouldn't be to hang and dangle a bitch off a motherfucking 17th floor motherfucker, what's the name, in the middle of motherfucking Los Angeles, where as soon as this motherfucker hit the ground, not only is everybody downstairs gonna see it, you know what I'm saying, but everybody in the motherfucker, what's the name, is gonna come straight up to you. How far do you think you're gonna get away? If a motherfucker drop from the 17th floor and everybody instantaneously see, I'm just saying theoretically, if a motherfucker was to drop from the 17th floor, I don't give a fuck how drunk you are. Even a nigga that's the size of Gene Deal, it would be hard for him to pull off. Because usually a motherfucker is wiggling and shit like that anyway. That's what I heard. A motherfucker is wiggling and shit like that anyway. You know what I'm saying? So that'd even throw your balance off even more. What you think? A motherfucker just go sit there, you dangle them 17 feet up in the air and they just sitting there still? No, you need a second set of hands for that shit. That's and I'm just saying that theoretically. I don't know nothing about hanging niggas off balconies. I ain't never did no shit like that in my life. Just let the record show. But I've heard that there's just some of the reasons why it may be a deterrent for doing shit like this. And let me continue. Now, as I say that, I say to you this too, because I ain't want to brown nose or kick the bullshit with you. There seems to be an adequacy of people that believe that story. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, Puff held the bitch over 17th floor. I said, man, if you held the bitch over third balcony, third floor balcony, she running the risk at that point for somebody getting hurt or killed. Y'all don't understand what I'm saying, huh? And that's another thing too. I'm talking to a lot of nerds that ain't never did no criminal shit or privy of the criminal world. The criminal world activates. And so that's why it's kind of hard sometimes to get things across. But for those that are not in the know, material that a person is wearing has a lot to do if you hanging a motherfucker off a balcony. Now, preferably, if you're going to hang a motherfucker off a balcony, you don't want a motherfucker to be wearing some pajamas, some slippery coats, shit like that women usually have on at that time of night to be comfortable. Give me a second, y'all. Let me share this real quick. That's crazy. I had that many followers listening to me until I said, no, don't write nothing in my chat room no more. Then everybody got mad and left. So I said, I don't play too much on that end of, like, you know what I mean? Because niggas be fake out here. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, long story short, let me continue. Even if you're on the third floor of a balcony, depending on what those girls have on, the one thing that you don't want to do is you don't want to dangle one of them girls if they got some slippery shit on, especially 17 floors up. So I already knew, and I said then that the live is still there. I said, ain't nobody hold that chick over no 17th floor balcony. I said, let me tell me what outfit she had on. That's the first thing I want to know. Now, I'm just saying this based off my research. I don't know nothing about dangling nobody off a balcony. I don't know nothing about that. But I'm just based on my research. You know, I can research things. And I found that if you, preferably the higher up you go to hang a motherfucker off a balcony, the more you run a risk of a motherfucker falling and hitting the motherfucking concrete, and that's all to your ass. That's also all to your career, because unless you got a teleport machine, explain to me, after that motherfucker drop, even if you ran straight out the door and motherfucker hit the elevator, you still got 17 floors to go down and then run out the motherfucking hotel, and then hopefully somebody will be there to get you and help you out or whatever to get away. After everybody is viewing the motherfucker that fell from the 17th floor. You don't get what I'm saying. You run a risk higher of going up higher, and you already run a risk on even a third floor with a motherfucker dangling over the balcony. You drop them the wrong way and this motherfucking legs first, they could break their neck instantaneously. This is what happened. I forgot what that kid's name was, a star. He was down there in Brazil. If y'all remember his death just not too long ago. And he was higher than giraffe pussy. He ended up walking across the balcony. He fell over. He wasn't even that far up. He was like on the 4th floor and he died. He was a superstar. I forgot what his name was. You know what I'm saying? But he was, I think he was a white kid and he passed away or whatever. And it was the same thing, severe trauma. So, yeah, preferably you don't want, even when Suge Knight did that shit with Vanilla Ice and hung that motherfucker off the balcony, I think that was like the 10th or 11th floor, but he had a nigga help him. And Suge was bigger than a motherfucker back then and younger. This was at the beginning of Suge Knight's real career. So when Suge, you hear that story of Suge, and then if you haven't, there's a story with Suge and one of his homies. They hold this motherfucker over a balcony. It took like two of them. They was on the 10th, 11th floor. Now, Suge always been bigger than Puff. I don't give a fuck what year it is. You know what I'm saying? Suge is a big nigga. If you ain't never been around him, you'll understand very quick. This is a big motherfucker. Like, you're not just gonna run up on him. He's a big dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you've been around Gene Bill, Big Midwest, he's like Big Midwest size. You know what I'm saying? And Big Midwest used to be bigger than that. He used to be way bigger than that. So what I'm saying to you is, you know what I mean? If Suge Knight is that big and he needed help dangling motherfucking Vanilla Ice off the 10th or 11th floor, what the fuck make you think that Puff was strong enough to dangle a bitch off the 17th motherfucking floor by himself? That shit didn't even make no sense. Now, I'm just saying, I don't know nothing about throwing a motherfucker off a balcony or hanging him up. I ain't never seen, so I think it's monotonous that somebody would do some shit like that. But I can't have a conversation about it. And for me, I knew automatically, okay, even if you held a motherfucker by their arms or you held them by their feet, dangling somebody 17 feet up in the air and your intentions are just to scare them, probably not might be the best thing. And let me tell you a little secret many y'all don't know. Most of the time, when it comes to beef within the music industry, and sometimes it exude out into the streets, usually it don't follow, in my experience, it usually don't follow by a motherfucker necessarily getting hurt, or a motherfucker necessarily getting threatened, or a motherfucker necessarily getting something done to him. You understand what I'm saying? I usually don't see it happen like that. What I usually see is somebody that amps up the set. It's like, yo, fuck that nigga Puff. Da, 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 da. And yo, a Puffy, this and a Puff. Like, you know, a lot of these brave ass cowards that be in front of the camera nowadays. Brave ass cowards. Hey, fuck Puffy. Yeah, would you tell Puff? Would you be saying that Puff was out right now? None of this case was going on. Would you be saying, yo, fuck Puff? This, that, and that? I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. It's okay. I know you wouldn't. I know you wouldn't. There's some tough talking motherfuckers on these lines nowadays, ain't it? Tough talking motherfuckers. But we listening. We hearing you. Boy, it be some tough talking motherfuckers on there. And Diddy. So many niggas, I heard so many niggas talking about Puff that it blow my mind. Like, they act like they was actually around us during the times when Puff was coming up. And I'm like, y'all wasn't around us. We don't know y'all. There's some niggas down there right now that think they brown nosing with Mama Combs. Some niggas down there think they brown nosing with Christian, Quincy, the girls. Okay. Y'all listen to me, kids. Don't y'all trust them motherfuckers. Don't y'all trust them motherfuckers. Same thing to you, Sheik Loops. Don't y'all trust them motherfuckers. I don't care if they're in the goddamn lunchroom or nothing else. Them motherfuckers gonna be out there celebrating. As much as they sitting there in your face trying to get an exclusive and have you on that camera, the motherfuckers will sit up there and they will not shed a tear if Puff is convicted. They will not give a fuck if Puff is convicted. Mama Combs, Christian Combs. Lucky y'all listen to me. Stop letting these motherfuckers up in your face. You stupid as hell. He said, when Puff be around, I'll be quiet. But when you leave the room, I'll be talking again. That's the type of niggas. When Puff be in the room, I'll be quiet. When he leave the room, I start talking again. Yo, fuck that nigga Puff. Some brave ass niggas out here. The nigga smacked Drake in his mouth for motherfucking taking the motherfucking what's name? Reportedly. Yeah, that's what they said. You know what I'm saying? For taking his beat. Shit, nigga smacked Drake in the mouth. I don't know. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Rumors, accusations, accusations. And I got to say that now I'm thinking about Rick Ross. You know, one thing your baby mama said that I definitely will agree with. You understand what I'm saying? And I mean this respectfully. You know that. And this little thing we got going on here. The trial. That's some dry skin right there. Listen, pal, friend Rick Ross, could you do me a favor sometime this week, right? You mind pulling up, bring a couple of other fellas with you, you know, Buster, a couple other people say they've been around for years, been friends. Khaled, tap him on the shoulder for me, huh? Tell him to pull up in the same motherfucking dropped off Wraith you've been driving for the past 7 years. I need you motherfuckers to pull the fuck up. I hear you, Valerie. I need you motherfuckers to pull up to the fucking courthouse. What are you scared of? He's already got everything out the way. See, a couple parts of the testimony y'all motherfuckers didn't pay attention to, and this is why I still have a problem with this shit to this day. You heard on the testimony, right? That none of the employees, none of the people that were around, and he went out of his way to hide this nasty ass shit that this motherfucker was doing. Yeah, Skinny is a nasty motherfucker. We hope that you come home, but you's a nasty motherfucker. We're going to cuss you out if you do come home, all right? Just be prepared for it. You understand? We all going to sit around Harlem. You know what I'm saying? I might get up with Depp, one of them. And what we going to do, we're going to sit around. We're going to talk about your motherfucking troubles. You know what I'm saying? And nigga, what can we do to help? Because you can't be out here like this, Puff. Rubbing shit on your chest and shit from bitches. Fuck wrong with you, nigga? God damn it. I hate go deep. These niggas that start motherfucker. Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. It helps me out. We be traveling, we be moving on this channel. The mother niggas that stay at home and sit in their bedrooms. When we move and travel, we talk about real things over here. My name is Davin Laws. I'm formerly part of Bad Boy Entertainment. I worked at the company for 17 years. Most people know me for that. I show videos and pictures and shit like that of my motherfucking tenure there, whatever. I may or may not do that before the time this podcast and or I may keep it in correlation with that. But make sure that you know that you're talking to somebody that actually worked at the company, has pictures with Puff and other artists from the company, been and stayed in the whole same hotels they have, same cities, traveled with them all across the country 10, 15 times over. We never saw any of this type of behavior. And now we know because these were formulated, orchestrated in small circumference, these encounters that Puff was doing. And this is obvious now. And it's inherent to everybody that none of us knew about it. Nobody knew about this shit. That's why when I first heard it, I was like, that ain't the nigga I know. I ain't never seen that nigga do no shit like that. Now it makes sense. Because this nigga was having private get-togethers on the such and such. Yeah, You know what I'm saying? The damages There were motherfuckers that were online that were spreading a rumor talking about, well, yo, he was part of the free calls too, probably. And that right there stopped motherfuckers coming to my channel for a minute. I had to keep getting up, going on channel. It's been a hard ride for me, dog. Hard ride. I should have seen thousands of dollars off of niggas that's doing less than what I was doing. Like, listen, it ain't hard work to go sit up in the courtroom and listen all day long. Because that's basically what we do here on YouTube. We sit there and we just listen. So if you are listening, motherfucker, it's not a hard job to do that. The hard part is being outside the courtroom. And that's the niggas that don't get as much motherfucking play as they should get. Where before we were the ones that got play the most. The people outside the courtroom have a harder job than the people that come outside and go live for 10, 15, 20 minutes from inside the courtroom. I'm going to tell you why. If you're outside the courtroom and you're recording, you have a harder job because at that point, your thing is how to keep everybody entertained in the moment. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people can't do that. They can't activate that within themselves or whatever. So that's a problem for a lot of people. And so as a result, you know what I'm saying? You'll see people, they'll do like an hour-long live and they're just trying to get the views and everything. I get that or whatever. But you got to work on that. Work on keeping these motherfuckers entertained the whole time. You understand what I'm saying? Now I know y'all see me sometimes. I'll log off, whatever. I'll be like, fuck these niggas. My best. I don't even have fun with this no more when it comes to YouTube. I'm not really making no bread off of it. You understand what I'm saying? Like I should be making bread off of it. I should be making buku money, especially being the first nigga that was down there. I got one live that had 3. Let me tell you how racist, misandrist, and gender-based a lot of these subscribers are. I was one of the first motherfucker, if not the first motherfucker down there when Puff had his first arraignment. You can see this all on my page, okay? So we're not making anything up here. I've shared it in my community section too, so you can go there. You got to scroll a little bit, but I shared a whole bunch of them as of like 5 days ago. So I was down there at Puff's first arraignment, second arraignment, third arraignment, fourth arraignment, the hearing for the fourth arraignment, and then subsequently for all his different jury selection days. I was there for the whole shit. And I remember the whole time that I was there, and I keep bringing this up because it's apparent there's a problem here. I barely got any donations or didn't get any donations at all on some of my broadcasts. And my broadcasts, I mean, they were good, especially when I had the one before the trial started with Luigi Mangione and Puff had a hearing on the same day. That fucking, what's the name, was excellent. And it just didn't get the acclaim it did because of the pure simple fact. A lot of these motherfuckers don't like the fact that I'm half Cuban. They don't like the fact that I speak Spanish. A lot of these people are fucking racist as fuck. Trust me. The same difference between a hustler and a drug dealer. Clout is a hell of a drug. Yeah, and I don't look for clout. As you can see, I don't give a fuck. I really don't. This shit don't make me or break me because I've been around stars before. Like niggas are asking me now, they like, well, Puck go to jail, what you gonna do next? Still come out with my fucking album, still sell motherfucking music, and see what I could do to preserve the memory of the company as it should be. It's not gonna just walk away. You know what I'm saying? I might have to pull a Snoop, but shit's not just gonna go away. I had to make that promise to myself. I said, if Pup do go down and he do go to jail, I gotta I gotta come into my fold. You see, a lot of motherfuckers get on here and they like, you're not getting donations from anybody. Blah, 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 blah. And they get off on that. They really do. They get off on that. A lot of, if you don't understand the trajectory of a lot of these African American men and women, it is to pile on and ultimately show the rest of the niggas. This is why I say you got to watch who set an example. Yeah, I want you to be big, but you'll never be bigger than us. They want everybody to be the same. Nobody's better than anybody. This all come with the woke era. Niggas have grabbed onto woke tenets more than anybody I've ever seen in my life. How that motherfucking Nixon said, I'm going to keep these niggas voting Democrat for the next 40 years. He damn sure did, didn't he? He damn sure did. One of those woke tenets is cancel culture. So what they're doing is they use cancel culture heavily in the black community now, and it's a liberal tenet, and they do it for two things. Clout, like homie mentioned right there. And the second reason they do it is because of the pure simple fact they look at it like, well, who gonna check me, boo-boo? That's how the girls look at it. Who gonna check me? And since no nigga will say nothing to none of these bitches, because the whole time they sit back and they be like, oh, the sisters. When the last time you heard a black woman call another man brother? Go ahead. Online. Go ahead. I'm waiting. Tell me the last time you heard one of these black women that's covering the Diddy case right now refer to black men as brother. Go ahead. Go ahead. Right in the chat room. Tell me. Anybody, tell me. When the last time you heard? Name me the podcaster and name me the person and name me the motherfucker. And if you can't, send the link. Go ahead. I'll wait. Because you're not getting it. And that's the thing that hurts. You don't know how bad it hurt to see people you actually trying to help and they doing exactly the opposite of what you're saying. When's the last time one of these girls doing the Diddy cases referred to somebody black man online as a brother? They don't do that. What do they refer to you as? Niggas. You know, niggas. I ain't never heard black women use the word nigga like they a slave master. Huh? You never pay attention to that? They will refer to you, especially around some white people. I noticed even on Fresh and Fish show before and a couple other shows. That was my nigga. Even the Spanish girls, they'll do it. My nigga, my nigga. You never pay attention to that because they have no respect for you. But they want you to respect them. You better not call me a bitch. Don't you disrespect me. The aim of the reverse psychology is you respect me, but I don't have to respect you. And I won't respect you unless you're subservient to me. They call us bullet bags, and when cops shoot us, it turns them on. They hate the biggest enemy. I'm trying to tell you, there's some of these chicks out here that are advocating for your ending. There's 2 bitches down at that courthouse, if not 3, actually, if not 4, that are definitely involved in that. They're hired by white men, but ultimately in that same company as they mature in the company. And I've seen this before too. I work like a lot of people mistake the fact and don't realize I worked in a corporate environment for over 17 fucking years, and nobody brings that up. I started out in the BMG building, the Bertelsmann Music building. All right, the Bertelsmann Music Group rather was housed in. We were over top of Cobb Davis and Arista Records. We were 2 floors over top of our floor. I moved on from there and went to Atlantic Records. That was our distributor. Then from Atlantic Records, we moved on and we went over to fucking Interscope. I have been in a corporate environment since I was 21, going on 22 years old. Well, most of these motherfuckers, including this one bitch that keep trying to run around like she 20-some, bitch, your body shape and the way you need to take your fat ass to go work out. With that auntie build. These bitches be 40-something years old. Telling me, I've been on this white woman show now. Everything gonna change in my life. Lord, Lord, Lord. Might as well say that. Might as well get a banjo and some shoe polish, motherfucker. Because that's where you at with it. These motherfuckers get online, man. They have no respect for you, black American men. Not all of them, but 80% of them. And then the 20% that ain't with the bullshit, they scared of the 80%. They don't ever tell you about that story either, huh? There are a certain ilk of black American girls that will punk the smart black American girls because the pure simple fact they want everybody to see it their way. You ain't know nothing about that? Oh man, y'all missing out, bro. Oh, it's a whole game going on, dog. Whole lot of gang shit going on. Whole lot of gang shit going on. These bitches is a game. They're an online gang. The go get it girls. You know what I'm saying? And you better not be in their way and not have no motherfucker. You better listen, let me tell you what you need to do. You need to stop having empathy for these bitches. Nigga, these bitches will send you up the road. Y'all don't be watching. These bitches will call the police on you. These bitches are lying. I remember watching this episode of Atlanta, you know, with Donald Glover. I was watching an episode of Atlanta. There's one episode when Cat Williams is on there, whatever. And they in the house or whatever. She said, won't you just go on out there, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You know there's going to be a lot of trouble if they got to come up in here. Come on, man. And his character look, this Mike Epps, his character look, I mean, not Mike Epps, Cat Williams. Cat Williams' character look at her. He said, you lying bitch. That was the funniest scene I ever seen in my life on Atlanta. He said, you lying bitch. Y'all ain't never seen the show Atlanta? I just lost 10 people because I said that. Yeah, I ain't said Cat Williams said it. What you mad at me for? You see what I mean? They think you're supposed to respect them, but they refer to you as nigga. I just lost 10 people in here because I read off what Cat Williams said on a TV show that was nationally syndicated. You know what I'm saying? You see what I mean, right? I have to respect you, but you don't have to respect me. It's never going to work. Not for me. You understand what I'm saying? And I'll take out 10 or 15 of you bitches if you try to prove otherwise, physically. That's where I'm at with it now. Because these bitches are dangerous, dog. They're dangerous. There are women out here, and I'm going to start posting it up more, that are murdering men, that are attacking men, that are hitting men with cars. I just read another one of those stories the other day. There's multiple videos you can go watch. Right now, go on Google. You can log off of me for a second, or forever if you want to. But go on to Google and enter in black woman hits man with car. And tell me how many stories pop up. I'm not lying. I'm not making anything up. These bitches hate you. And they're using Diddy's case as a catalyst to prove to the world even more so. This is basically, for a lot of these bitches, they're putting a nail in the coffin of getting rid of you. And these pro-male feminists over there siding with these bitches. All in the fact, and the excuse they'll all give you is, well, at least they getting their money. If that's the excuse you give, at least she getting her money, or at least he getting his money, or whatever, fine. Won't you say the same thing for the prostitutes involved? In Diddy's case, well, at least they getting their money. Them niggas out here, motherfucker, doing interviews and shit like that. The only thing you gotta do is test them real quick. You understand what I'm saying? That's all you gotta do, test the motherfucker one time. See, just sit down and do an interview. You know what I'm saying? Camel got up on him. He took care of it. You know what I'm saying? He did his part. You gotta pay attention. You gotta pay attention. Niggas ain't worried about no victims or potential victims. Niggas worry about the check, including the vloggers. Your favorite vloggers do not give a fuck about what happens to any of these girls or what happened to any of these girls. Black women, the reason Jim Crow became a prophet. See, I don't hate them. I don't hate them. I don't hate them at all. I just point out what they do. And I've seen the play. And some bitches, what they do is they get on here and they try to act like you stupid. You see what I'm saying? And so the first thing they do is they'll start giggling with a white man or a white woman when you say something. That's to dismiss you. You got to be privy of that. Motherfuckers walk past you and start giggling. Check them on say, what the fuck you giggling about? It'll encourage them not to do it no more. That's when y'all see me snap on people. That's why I do it. Because I want to encourage you. Don't do it again. And y'all be like, yo, but you wilding though. Yo, nigga can do it. Son, when I say that, trust me, I'm already gripped up before I say it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready for all that shit. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, when I was doing a live Friday, I had like several white people walk past me. And this was like trash. This wasn't even like upscale white folks, because the upscale white folks would walk past me in suits and shit like that. They knew what I was doing. They wasn't worried about staring at me. I had motherfuckers walking past me as I'm sitting there filming, and they just looking at me in my face like, and what more insulted me was a lot of these people were like immigrants that was staring at me. I'm like, I'm half immigrant. Like, how are you staring this way? Like, let me tell you something. In the immigrant world, there's like people just like Black Americans. Like, they don't want to see you move forward. They get jealous very easily or whatever. But not in the same way. Like, they got a cutoff point. It's not in the same way like it is with Black Americans. Black Americans will keep going to the point, especially if it's women versus man. The Black women will go to the end of the line to try to make sure you're destroyed. More so than I've ever seen any white woman do. And I've dated a number of different Italian girls and Greek girls. So trust me, I live in fucking Connecticut. Are you kidding me? So, and my last girlfriend was Black. I stayed with her for 7 years. So before you start that one. But because that's another thing that I like to do. I can't sit here and have some bitch with a blonde weave in her hair talk to me about why I shouldn't be interracially dating. And you look like the bitch I would interracially date with, at least in the hair. Is that fair? Like, how can a bitch with a blonde weave, you know what I'm saying, tell me not to interracially date? Do that make any sense? You know what I'm saying? A blonde weave. What bitch in America you know to grow naturally blonde hair that's Black? You know what I'm saying? I like that. Anybody in here? Nobody? Okay. So, you know, the whole racist shit while trying to talk like a white woman, try to act like you grew up in the neighborhood that white women did. You ain't from out here. I ain't never seen half of these bitches that be online from out here. Let me tell you how bitches talk, because she's from my area. I'm talking about direct area. You know, if y'all know Candace Owens, the majority of educated Black women that are in this state talk just like her. especially if you're from this area, immediate area where I'm living at. And most people around here are opulent. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Not everybody, but I'll just put it this way. It's nothing for me to walk outside and then like even before I go downtown, I've seen a Porsche, I've seen a Lambo, I've seen like you know what I mean? This is the area, it's a very diverse area. So anyway, long story short, Candace Owens is from my area, and I've taken people over. If you go on my page, you'll see I've taken people to Candace Owens in the neighborhood she grew up, and the house. Show you the house where she grew up at several times. Everybody knows this about Candace around here. Also, Jen Psaki, if you know who she used to be the press secretary for the White House. She's from my area, so you know what I mean. They hurt me the most when I paid for Chomo by hitting Tory L up. Only enemies wish the worst. Yeah, man, Tory Lanez, you already know, man. Even when they stabbed Tory up, some bitches was laughing online. You know that? Some bitches was online laughing when he got stabbed up. I read this one chick, and I didn't run the shit because I didn't want to lose a lot of my female subscribers. But the same way they were laughing when he got locked up, there was bitches online laughing when he got stabbed up too, son. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, y'all niggas sitting around trying to brown nose under these bitches, hoping for a date or hoping for some vajay. I don't know what you hoping for. You know what I'm saying? Hoping for a wife or whatever, whatever. These bitches don't feel that way about you, nigga, and they're internal. Like if you listen to them have a conversation with you as one person, when they have the same conversation about you with their girlfriends, it's a whole different conversation. Nah, they're not looking at you as they're proud of you. They're looking at you as like you work. And these slow ass dudes, instead of, yo, you know what? That's a dude right there we should support right there financially. They'll go get their money to bitches first. Because that's how they taught. The average black man that came up in the past 10, 15, 20 years or whatever, they are taught to take care of bitches' needs, women in general, or whatever, more so any day than taking care of and helping out their fellow brothers. That's why. So much of that brother shit or hey, what's up, brother? Like, nah, man, come in. We can rap. Like Ma L, that's my brother. Javon, that's my brother. Who else? I got a couple other people. Those are my brothers on here. The rest of these motherfuckers that show up, they don't give a fuck about you, nigga. They'll laugh at you. You saw that nigga came in here earlier. I know the podcaster that he's talking about, but the fact is I don't know that podcaster. And that podcaster doesn't know me. So for you to come in my chat room and be like, look at you trying to look like him. I'm like, nigga, I've been on camera before that nigga even showed up. I did not know who that man was until he showed up down at the courthouse. And I'm not gonna disrespect that man because I don't know that man. You understand what I'm saying? But the fact that you came in here trying to facilitate a beef and you a black man instead of coming in here and being like, yo, giving a compliment or coming in here and be like, hey man, how you doing? No, the first thing he came out his mouth was an insult. And that's what you find with a lot of these feminine ass black dudes. And that's the same reason the bulk of the women stop motherfucking investing in them and stop believing in them. But at the same time, I'll hold you to this. You chicks have got to start looking back in the past and thinking to yourself, was I the best mama? Y'all pour on me. The African American Brigade, that's what they do. They'll start flagging you and shit like that as I'm live. That's why y'all seen the chat room go down. Can y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button if y'all don't mind? And also make sure y'all hit up the Cash App. $STRINGERBELL 80. We don't use that for nothing else than travel expenses. I'm not trying to buy a car, new clothes, anything like that, but we move and skate on this channel. That's how we do. So if you want to support this channel, make sure y'all hit up the Cash App right now. Do just that. Appreciate it from all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Throw a little something in there, $5, $10, $20, whatever you got. Make sure y'all support this channel like I support every ass one of them. One of the big uphill problems I have is, that's why I started doing more uploads, because I ain't got to curse. Plus, I started noticing something too when I was doing uploads. I was like, I did run thing from that bitch. I said, oh, that's why this bitch do all the uploads. Got you. All right, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Something I had to learn. I said, I see why this bitch don't go live that much. This is why she do the uploads. I got you. But anyway, long story short, I do not hate all African American women. Let me make that very clear, okay? But I do see a lot of the plays that's being put forth. I see a lot of the bitches like that Lauren LaRosso fucking cunt bitch. I don't like that bitch. Bitch, I see right through you. You try to come off like you're a really nice person, but really you're a fucking piece of shit. And what you'll understand is most of these bitches that smile and grin and be like, oh my God, hey, and try to emulate white chicks. I'd be like, yo, I know the real version. You understand what I'm saying? And it ain't you. I know the real version of black girls that act like what you're trying to portray. Like Candace Owens. Candace Owens is really like that. Like that's how she is. She'll simmer down a little bit and be a little bit more at ease, but you're gonna get the same octave in her voice. You're gonna get the same personality. She's not gonna deviate, start acting niggerish. You understand what I'm saying? She's gonna be who she's gonna be. And that's why I can respect that type of personalities versus these contrived personalities at the same time trying to sabotage any man, whether it be sabotage. Like if the motherfuckers on your page and they're trying to sabotage your page, trust me, they're trying to sabotage you in real life too. Don't forget that. I mean, y'all niggas sitting around and y'all gathering up with these fucking hoes and brown nosing with them or whatever. The views, the likes. You sound like a fucking child. There's a fuck about views and likes. Was we 14? Days, these guys are going to figure out these likes and views and all this shit is worth nothing. I've been doing this shit for 6 years. It's worth nothing. Even if you end up being recognized as the accoutrement of podcasting, it doesn't matter. You still gonna be the same you. Yeah, they'll bring you on an antics. Yeah, they'll bring you on NBC. Yeah, they'll get some cocksucking bitch like Laura LaRosa to come over there, whatever. Fuck that bitch. If you'll sit with them motherfuckers, bitches telling me something else, you ain't part of the motherfucking system. See, if you ain't sitting there, you can't be. Don't listen. Don't ever come to me talking about this on code bullshit, and any of that shit. When we got hoes out here sitting with motherfuckers that look straight up like white supremacists, sitting down with them talking about, yeah, that's why this nigga should go to jail. Sitting down with motherfuckers that look like they just got off the motherfucking boat with the Klan and got a fresh ship of niggas. You understand what I'm saying? These bitches is going to sit down with these motherfuckers, talking about everything else, and they embarrassing niggas. And you're embarrassing yourself because Puff's mom was a single mom. A lot of you bitches is giving commentary as single moms. So that's a product of him coming from a single mom. Now, what the fuck do we have to wait for you? You see what I mean? Now shit get dizzy. Now shit get dizzy, right? Now shit get dizzy. A lot of you girls don't even realize this. The reason you got a shitty boyfriend is because a shitty woman raised him. A shitty woman that didn't raise this shitty motherfucker to know how to cook. A shitty woman that raised this motherfucker to know how to respect women. You know what I'm saying? Let me tell y'all ladies something. Y'all may not believe this. A lot of times the way men treat women, you understand what I'm saying? Especially black guys out here. The reason they treat women the way they treat them or whatever, because the mama don't respect other chicks. So that's what she instilled in her son. How many times y'all heard women say, I don't fuck with other bitches. I don't like bitches. I don't trust bitches. They'll tell you that, right? Chicks will tell you, oh, I don't have no girlfriends. Because most women don't trust other women. So if you grow up with a son, if you grow up and you're raising a son or whatever, and you teach your son to be self-sufficient or whatever, but what he grasps is how to be actually feminine. You understand what I'm saying? Take care of all of his old feminine needs or whatever. Well, you're not telling him, yo, this is what you should expect. This is what you should expect. This is what you should expect. When I have my kid, male or female, this is what you should expect. This is what you should expect. If they don't have that, they have to give to you, and first in heart before money. See, a lot of these bitches, they replay, and this is why you're having a problem in society now with men getting with women. Black population is down. I gave them some demographics 3 years ago when I talked about, and this was 3 years ago. I said in 2000, it was 2017, 2018, 2019, one or two, three, excuse me. Black women that had more times they went down there to choices than they actually given birth in New York City. It was crazy. You heard me. They went down to choices and got rid of more, you know what I'm saying, BABYs than actually giving birth. Do you know what that does to a population and trajectory? You don't, huh? Anyway, let me get up off of here, man. This ain't the crowd for me. For the people that was with me, Bama B, you know, you the only person I'm shouting out. Appreciate you keeping it a buck or whatever. But right now, as I'm live, there's niggas flagging me, all that shit. It's kind of like what they do with the Black American population. They kind of sit around, flag each other, try to take each other down. This is what they do, dog. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know what I mean? You can't get too much involved in it or whatever. But Bama B, make sure you come back here because I got something for you or whatever. But you see what type of people you dealing with. As I've been sitting here with y'all see 2 times I went out or whatever, it's because somebody's sitting here flagging me. That's kind of like what African American women do. They go around flagging everybody's channel if you don't agree with them or whatever. But real bully culture, which I think I'm gonna do a separate live and talk about African American female bully culture because it needs to be talked about. A lot of these chicks get online or whatever, and try to bully men. And if you got a different opinion than them or whatever, and I say maybe we should start bullying their channels back. Hey, if you got a channel that's dedicated to hating on Black American men, maybe we need to come over there and start following your channel. They flagging you because you sleep. They sleep. Their brains are dead. Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it was the same thing even when I was down at the courthouse the first 4 times. I had people literally, I would have times that I would have 200 something people in the chat room, right? And Janice, literally, they would start flagging me like this flagging me. When I started this live today, I had over 160 people in here a couple of hour and a half ago. As I was going, you saw the numbers go down because they kept flagging me. And when you see those iterations or those stops, I have to stop YouTube, go back, and then reopen it, and then fucking resume it. So that's what they do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to be funny. Like I said, this is not the whole entire race of Black American women, but it is a good damn near 80% of them. They're violent. They're passive aggressive. They do not like Black American men. They prefer, as they sit there and call it your preference, is really a reverse psychology thing because they actually have a preference. Their preference is this white man went to college, and most niggas I know in my neighborhood that I grew up urban in, they don't. Matter of fact, no niggas go to college. All niggas are dumb. Even the ones that made president, they dumb. No nigga is not smarter than me. Matter of fact, no man is smart. This is how these women run around thinking that in this 80%, they think like that. So as you sitting there, you thinking, damn, I already got to go to the white man to get a pat on the back to be accepted. Now these bitches want you to treat them the same way as a white man of opulence, not a normal white man. But this is how Black women look at Black men. They want you to treat them like you would treat a racist white man and you need a job from them. I'm dead serious to you. This has not been long-standing history. This is the 2025 imprint of the Black American woman. There's bitches on here that sit on some of these shows with some of the biggest white women out there that we know is racist bitches and won't for 5 minutes say anything about the culture, but do everything in their effort to sit there and side with a bitch that you know at the back of your motherfucking mind is a stone cold ass racist. Where on your own channels, on your YouTubes, when you were independent, you were sitting up there and had quite enough to say about white women in a negative connotation. Now you want to sit with one of the most redneck ass white women is. You understand what I'm saying? And sit there and deduce a Black man that look like your daddy. You sorry, pathetic bitch. I don't give a fuck what you think about a motherfucker. Don't sit down with motherfuckers and have a conversation about them. They ain't part of the dinner table because they wouldn't do the same with you. Did the white folks call you when Harvey Weinstein was just in court and it was an impound? See, you don't talk about that. Harvey Weinstein, if y'all don't know, got a motherfucking mistrial. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before last. Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Harvey Weinstein was being retried here in New York, right around the corner from Puff? No, of course you didn't. Because nobody fucking paid attention to it. Sorry, motherfuckers. Instead, all the niggas that's down there worried about Puff, they didn't take 5 minutes to go over there and see what was going on with motherfucking Harvey Weinstein. It was literally right around the fucking corner. They didn't have any interest in it. They didn't post it up on their page. You go to some of your favorite Black vloggers right now that's been down circling around the cow house. Notice that now none of these motherfuckers got a thing on there about Harvey Weinstein. Harvey Weinstein way worse shit than Puff did. That can be proven. This motherfucker's already been sentenced to 20 years. That was the second case he had gotten sentenced to. You know what? Don't even worry about it. Y'all have a good afternoon. All right. Yeah, it's a waste of time here. Janice, thank you very much for showing up. And Bama B, thank you very much for showing up too. I'm not going to say thank you to the rest of you motherfuckers because either you haven't donated, wouldn't hit the like button, wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, participate. You just want to sit here like fucking voyeurs and weirdos and shit. And I don't have time for people like that. But I'll say this again, man. Keep the hate up, dog. Keep the flagging up. You understand what I'm saying? Do all that shit that y'all do so I can just keep proving to the world what 80% of African Americans have become. And that's like, obviously, this like shitty, manipulating, lying motherfuckers that will do anything in the name of capitalism, obviously. These are not your brothers and sisters anymore. These are capitalist opponents. And you're going to quickly find that out in the days moment to pass.